Happy Wednesday, Vonzanites! So I know that you are super excited because it is Wednesday and we are kicking off this How to Make Money Online Summit. And I have the founder, or should I say one of the founders, Dr. Abraham here, and he is going to kick things off and we're going to get this thing started because you have some money to make.
Hi, how are you guys? I am excited. I'm sharing this video right now, right? So I want everybody to do the same, right? So I'm just putting the link on my Facebook and stuff. So this is day one. So let's just kind of get everybody excited and ready, right? We're streaming in multiple places right now. We're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere, So I'm really, really excited about, this Vonza Summit and all the great stuff that is going to be happening. And we have such an amazing host, the amazing coach herself, the super, super dope person, Coach Lanisha Holland. So it's going to be amazing for the next 3 days. So I just want to come in real quick just to kind of get everybody excited and say you got to share, 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 share. I think we have at least 20 speakers over the next 3 days, guys. So make sure you have your pen and I got a Vonza pen, you can see, okay? But get your pen, get your paper, get your notes to learn. And also, too, we're doing something amazing over the next 3 days, right? You can get Vonza at 50% off. And I think Lanisha is also going to be sharing too after, before and after each speaker. The bonus is too, if you sign up for Vonza, you get it 50% of the first 3 months. Then also too, you get a course. I think you got it right. Yeah, you get a course, you get a committee, you get a weekly coaching for 1 year. And with all these bonuses we are doing to help you to monetize your income online, right? And here's the best thing too. Vonza pays for itself, right? We have our lowest plan is $39 a month, right? You just need to sell one course or one ebook and it pays for itself, right? Or you want to kind of get the starter plan, which is $99 a month, which is even better. You get a custom domain with that. You can create more courses, more ebooks, and more tools, get CRM, all these great features that Vonza is giving to you guys, right? But here's the best part. And I think when we did the Cosio call yesterday, it just kind of dropped on me like, wow, Vonza really pays for itself, guys. Just one sale. Can you do one sale a month, a course, an ebook, a coaching, a community, and it just pays for itself, guys. So I'm really excited. I'm here to learn for the next 3 days. The goal and the name is to make money online. So that means we want you to make money online. So just start thinking about now what your goal is, what's your monthly goal, what's your weekly goal, and what you want to achieve in the next 3 days. Guys, we're going from 11 a.m. Eastern to maybe 3 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be locked and loaded. So get your coffee, get your lunch. Do not skip any session, okay? And also, too, you can also upgrade to VIP if you haven't, so you can get the recordings of the whole 3 days, which I think is really amazing and very affordable, $47. So, guys, I'm not the speaker yet. I'm coming at, I think, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. But I just want to kind of just get everybody excited and make sure you get this special code for the next 3 days. You sign up at Vonza. 50% of the first 3 months. You also get the course. And Lanisha, with this software, you can also put like the bonuses as well, like on a caption or whatever the case is, so people can see it. You
Okay.
get a course, you get a community, weekly coaching for 12 months, and helps and templates, everything you need to help you make money online, right? We are literally giving it to you. So make sure you share and share and share and share so we can get like more people on this summit so that more people can get the what they need from this summit. So that's it. Over to you, Lanisha. I'll be back at 2:30 and let's have fun, okay?
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. So you heard it. We're about to get things kicked off, and I have the perfect person to kick things off with the very first session, I have Dr. Make sure you put some respect on her name, Dr. Tilda Whitaker Bailey, and she is going to be talking to you guys today about your clarity as well as your confidence. And you can't make money online if you don't have any confidence. Who wants to buy something from someone who's not even confident about what it is that they're selling? So we have to get you right. And she is the founder of, wait, let me make sure I got this right, guys, of the Vision Christian University. So you guys can definitely check her out and make sure that you guys are following, connecting with her on social media and get on her email list and all that amazing stuff. So let's bring her up so you guys can, see her beautiful face. So here we go. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I love your excitement.
Thank you. So, guys, I'm gonna, go backstage so she can get things kicked off, so we can make sure that we stay on time. And of course, if you have questions, make sure that you ask. And I will make sure that they get answered before she takes off. All right, here we go.
Thank you. Well, hello to everyone out there in listening land. Today, we are excited in Vonza land. I am Dr. Tilda Whitaker Bailey, the founder and president of Vision Christian University, also known as Tilda, the coach's mentor. I myself have been online for over 15 years. So I just want to send out a warm welcome and love to Dr. Abraham and Dr. Faith, my mentors, and they are just awesome, a phenomenal, dynamic team. If you want to be pushed forward, if you want to be stretched, I advise you and I recommend that you connect with Dr. Abraham and Dr. Faith. They are online everywhere in this social media world. And with that being said, I am here to kind of break down clarity and confidence and credibility. Those are my three core competencies that I have worked around from the very beginning of my platform. So you're going to see me refer to some notes as we go along. I want to say that it has been a full process. And I give all glory to God for everything that has been accomplished in my life. And now I'm just in an impartation season where I want to be able to help others, just like Dr. Abraham and Dr. Faith. They're just pouring it out and imparting to other people to help you get the abundance that God has already blessed and promised us with. Amen. So we have a little church in between. I'm all about giving God glory. So the beginning of your process, you have got to have a plan. Who has a plan? God has a plan for us. Jeremiah 29:11, of course. But we have to be in tune and get that voice from God. What direction do I take, God? How did you create me? Give me the plan for my life. That's where I started. I said, Lord, I've got to do something different. In order to have different, you got to stop doing what you're doing that's not working and do something different. So the plan, see God for the plan that he has for you. Then you have to process it. Process the plan every single day. I'm not saying that you have to climb a mountain every day or build a house every day, but every day to get your clarity, to get your confidence, and to get that credibility that I'm sharing with you today, you have got to process the plan. Simply taking small steps, that point A to point B. Little steps every day can get us to the top of that mountain. But just sitting and just twiddling the thumbs and not putting action and executing what we know that God has for us will not get us there to doing what this challenge is all about, making money online. And also bringing abundance in all other areas of your life. There is a plan, and there has to be a process. And with that, we have to produce. God wants us to produce good fruit. He wants us to bear good fruit in everything that we do. So plan it, process it, and produce it according to the purpose that God has for us. Back to Jeremiah 29 and Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of those that love the Lord, which are called according to his purpose. And his purpose has no lack. His purpose will give us abundant. That's right. We are promised an abundant life, and spiritually, physically, mentally, our mindset, all things are for God's purpose. And he has put a purpose on our life just to do that. Build it and live in abundance. We need to ID our niche, our audience. Who is it that God has created us to speak to? Who is it that we should be speaking to on this online platform? We're in a place where there are millions of voices, millions every day that are sounding off online. But God has a set people, a set place, yes, for you. So what is it? That clarity and drilling down, who is it that God wants you to work with? It took a process for me to find that out. I myself have been called to women kingdompreneurs, women that are balancing ministry and business, entrepreneurship and ministry in the marketplace as well. So you have to know, you just can't say, I work with women. There are millions of women. So what area is it with women that you are to work with? Yes, that is getting your clarity. And once you get that clarity, when you define clearly your position as yourself as an expert on who you want to be talking to and helping, that is clarity. You can't do anything else without the clarity. You will struggle online if you don't have that clarity of your niche, your audience, who you are targeting your population with, who it is you are to help. And once you do that, your question is, well, how? How am I going to help my audience? And there is a way to do that. What we're doing right here today is an example of how you do that. You speak to your audience online. You build your programs, your curriculums. Yes, you give instruction, you give information, you give resource, you give referrals to your audience. You need to be that funnel, that hub where your audience, the people that you are called to speak to, you will be the one that they run to because you are the expert in speaking to them. Learn their pain points. I'm going to give you a little tip right here. How do I know what my audience's pain points are? Survey them. Listen to the feedback that they give you. Research, study, Google. You can Google. If you Google your audience, what are the top 10 pain points that my audience has? That is a way for you to speak to them every day to help them work through, process their challenges. So that is clarity all over it. Once you start doing that, you build up your confidence in who you are. And you know that you are an expert in that field. And you will not hold back in helping those you are called to. When you have the clarity, compare. No, not compare. Don't compare. Comparison is an enemy. I want to drop that right there. Comparison is an enemy. The way I do it is going to be different from the way you do it. The way you do it is going to be different from the way I do it. Dr. Abraham, Dr. Faith, they have unique creative ways of helping those online build their businesses. You can't do it like them, but God has dropped a gift in you to do it like He wants you to do it. So keeping that clarity is got to be key, and not comparing to others and what you see. Comparison will paralyze you. It will steal your joy every day if you get online and think that you're going to do it like somebody else. That's right. And builds your credibility as well. The more information and resource that you can help people, you're building your credibility day after day after day. Your DNA is unique. This thumbprint right here is something that God gave you and is not like anybody else's. So celebrate that in the chat. Just put that. Thank you, God, for my DNA. For those listening today, put in the chat, thank you, God, for my DNA, because my clarity is going to come like nobody else's with my DNA. My DNA is going to have confidence and a boldness that's unique to anybody else's. My credibility is going to be different than anybody else's because God has given me a thumbprint, a DNA like nobody else. Establish a professional brand. A professional brand. This is so key. I'm not talking about just splashing some colors online and doing pretty graphics. I'm talking about doing things with substance from you. Yes, your inner being, again, creating who God has created you to be and how you're going to design the gifts that God has for you. Your brand needs to speak from inside your worth. Your story is not like anybody else's. Your story is going to give you the glory. And from that glory, yes, you will have abundance. You will have provision. You will make money. You will not be able to deny it. You will be able to build. Yes, be true to yourself. That's what your story is about. Being true to yourself and sharing it with others. I myself, I have grown up from the age of 2 years old with vision, the word vision that now sits as a title of a global university platform online. Vision came from a story when I was 2 years old. I had a traumatic fall, and I was blinded. I've been blind twice in my life, but God restored my sight. This is part of my story, and the thread has intertwined throughout my life. And I have worn glasses all my life for vision. Yes. So now I've written my storybook, The Right Side of Vision, because my right vision is 2020. Yeah. So now, with establishing just that one word throughout life from a simple story. Be true to yourself because, again, your professional brand will come from your DNA. Having clarity about yourself, your gifts. Know your strengths, your weaknesses, your gifts in every area will help you develop your marketing and your professional brand. I encourage you to invest in your brand. Do not just throw up anything thinking that people can relate to that, but get experts that work with the feel of brand. So that's a big key right there. Once you have the clarity, the confidence, and the credibility, your marketing and branding will come so easy. Yes, I see all the remarks over here. Thank you so much, everyone that's listening in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Use your testimonies, use your case studies, and use your story and your expertise to build your brand online. And the more that you work on your brand online, the more people will hear you. Your sound will resonate to the designated people that God has put in place for you. You don't have to worry about numbers because numbers will come to you when you set your identity. Yes, when you build up that mindset to have confidence, yes, to have the confidence will bring you the credibility like you will never believe. That is how these things connect here online. I'm not the biggest expert on technology, but if you need to talk to someone about purpose and clarity, confidence, credibility, I'm the one. Yes. And if you need to know about the technology, I'm going to share that with you as well. Marketing plan, your marketing plan. There are thousands, hundreds of marketing plans. So you have to do the work, the research to find out which marketing plan is best for you. How often do you need to post? How often do you need to do graphics to speak to your people? How often do you need to do videos such as this to speak to people that you're called to? Your marketing plan will come from knowing your expertise, from having the clarity. Do not, do not, I'm going to help you save some money right now. Do not contract with marketing teams and people if you don't have clarity about what it is that you're supposed to be doing, who you're supposed to be doing it for, how you're supposed to be doing, and the gifts. Yes, and the core gifts that you bestow upon someone when they're working with you. If you don't have clarity in those areas, then don't do marketing until you get your clarity. But marketing is a big piece of how you make money online. This is a big one. Choose a reliable technology platform. We are on the best technology platform in the world today. Today, woo, Vonza. I recommend Vonza. Without having this platform has pushed my university and all of my courses, online courses, to another level. I am here to give that stamp of approval. Meeting Dr. Abraham and Dr. Faith online. Yes, and started listening to them. Yes, I chose Vonza and put all of my curriculums, courses, and classes online. And now I have the whole university. So check them out. These next 3 days, they're going to be sharing with you how to get on Vonza, how to build your technology, how to build your curriculum. Yes, how to have that clarity, confidence, and credibility. They're going to be giving bonuses all 3 days. So stay tuned. Listen to every speaker that's coming forth on these 3 days for this challenge, how to make money online. Yes, yes, they are the best. So I recommend for your technology to get Vonza. Get on the Vonza platform. And the last point I want to bring out is to continue getting improvement. Improvement. Receive the feedback from people. Don't be soft skinned. Listen to what others have to say that have gone before you, that have done it, that have proven they have a track record. Do surveys among the people that you help. They will give you really good feedback on how you're doing. If your courses are, anything else, your tools are being beneficial. Yes, yes, Vonza is the present and the future. I like that. Yes, they are simply the best. I can't say it enough. I want to leave you with the summary, and that is define your niche clearly. Define it clearly so no one can come in and pull you off track from helping you build your marketing, build your technology that you need to make the money and the provision and then get in the abundance that God has for all of us. Yes, all of us. Um, A lot of times your niche will come to you. You will be able to tell who you're called to help, because once you start and get the confidence and boldness to step out and start speaking and giving people your gifts and sharing your gifts with people, then you will see the type of person that's drawn to you. What type of people are drawn to me? What type of people like working with me? What type of people am I having an effect on? Also, develop a compelling curriculum. Your curriculum needs to be solid. It needs to have a really good outcome. What are people walking away with? What can people say that they got from working with you by going through your online courses? What is it that you're giving? Yeah. So just like my core competencies, the clarity, the confidence, and the credibility, I know my students are going to walk away with those three when they come through my courses. Those are the gifts that I give. Those are the gifts that I leave on the table when I'm working with people. People say, well, what will I get if I work with you? You need to know without a shadow of a doubt. You need to know that there is a gift that you give, and that needs to shine through your online courses and establish a professional brand. Don't forget, your brand is your DNA, your stamp. This is the only one. You're the only one that has this, and it comes from your story. Don't be ashamed to tell your story. Parts of your story is where you give God glory in such an awesome, awesome way. And when you do that, God's going to bless you above, beyond what you can think, act, or imagine. Ask or imagine. You can't even dream the vision that was put inside of me. And I sit here with today. When I started out trying to figure out, how do I help others with this? God, how do you want me to use what you've put in my hand, down in my belly? I know that you too will be blessed. Thank you for listening.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. Now, please tell everyone where they can actually find you, and what you currently have going on right now that you can help them with as far as programs.
Okay. They can find me on my website, TildaWhitakerBailey.com. TildaWhitakerBailey.com is my website. On the website, there's everything linked to the Vision Christian University. It'll take you right there. Right now, we're in the season of taking nominations for honorary degrees, honorary doctorate degrees. We are doing that right now, taking applications and nominations. You can nominate yourself and you can nominate other people through the university. We have online studies at the university as well as getting your credentials and certifications to become a life coach, so you can establish your own coaching curriculum. That's
Awesome.
all through Vision Christian University at TildaWhitakerBailey.com. Thank you for allowing me to share that.
Wonderful. So, guys, if you have questions, definitely make sure that you do drop them. If we don't answer them live, we'll definitely make sure that they are answered in the comments if you have anything for Dr. Tilda. And make sure, guys, we have a promotion going on right now. Like she said, you need to make sure that you have a great platform to run your business properly. And Vonza is an all-in-one, so you won't have to subscribe to a whole bunch of different things. You can run your website, your email marketing, your text message marketing, your landing pages, your sales funnels. You can even build an entire community. So that is where you want to be. And we have a promotion going on right now. So for 3 months, you actually get it 50% off. So make sure that you use that coupon code that is on the screen right now. So you make sure that you do not miss out on that deal. And I have one question, and then we're going to, bring up our next speaker here. For those that feel like they have more than one avatar, because you mentioned, making sure that you speak to your audience. So how do you juggle that if you have more than one client avatar?
I suggest putting them in different communities so that you can be clear with your messages for each one of those different niches, avatars. Um, Again, speaking clearly, knowing your message, and drilling down and having the clarity in your message, and having those communities set apart. And you can do that with Vonza. That's another beautiful thing with this platform, Vonza. You can build communities that will allow you to work with those different niches.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so very much. So guys, make sure that you are, commenting and all that great stuff. And so we can stay on track here. I have our very next speaker. Her name is Tanisha Bowman, and I'm super excited. She's going to, let me bring her up on screen, of course. Let's get her up here. There we go. Let's bring her up. Beautiful face. Love the glasses.
Thank
But
you.
she is going to give you guys some great information today and she's the owner of what? Let's Be Social, right? Yes. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys get what she's going to be talking about today. So, I'm going to let her take it away. Introduce yourself. And definitely make sure you guys are asking your questions, so that we can make sure that we do get them answered live for during Q&A. All right, here we go.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for having me. So I feel like my head is cut off the screen. Let's see. I'm gonna get back some. All right, here we go. So yes, my name is Tanisha L. Bowman, and I'm excited to be here today. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It is always an honor. All right. So I am going to talk to you today about social media. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Again, Tanisha L. Bowman. I am a transformational coach and speaker. All right. I absolutely love to empower and I love to be empowered. I think it's so important that we know that you do not have to have a title to empower somebody else, to encourage somebody else. All right. The name of my mini businesses, one is Major Bling by Tanisha. I'm an independent consultant with Paparazzi Accessories. I have done that now for 8 years, and that allowed me to walk into my calling. So that has been such a blessing. But I am also a serial entrepreneur. And one of my new businesses is called Let's Be Social, y'all. So I am all things social media. And let me go ahead and give you a disclaimer, okay? I'm loud, all right? So if you got your earplugs in, turn them down. If you at work, sneak and turn it down because I'm a little bit loud, all right? I get excited when I talk about my passion. So I am all things social media. I love the fact that I can push that button, go live, and share my testimony across the world. I can let any and everybody know that if God did it for me, he will definitely do it for you too. I can make people laugh. I can inspire people. I can teach people. I can do all things from the comfort of my home, behind a desk, right? So if you are a business owner, which I'm sure you are, or if you are thinking about becoming a business owner, today I want to give you some effective ways to use this free platform that you have. All right. If you are, I'm not a people person. Well, if you're not a people person, then you don't want people money. Okay. So the first thing I want to tell you is to unprivate. Is unprivate a word? I don't know. I'm an entrepreneur. I can make words up. Unprivate that social media. Okay. There is no way in the world that you can actually believe that a little button that you push on social media to make your life private is really private. If you don't want people to see it, do not put it on social media because people can get a hold to whatever it is that you have on there. All right. But people want to see you. So even if I want to share your business, I cannot share your business with my community if your business is private. Okay. And if you don't want private money, and if you're not a private dancer, that was funny, go ahead and laugh, then unprivate that page because the world needs to see what it is that you offer. Well, I don't want people to see my kids. Well, then don't put your kids on social media. Point blank, period. Okay. Because if people want to see your kids, then they are going to see your kids. And people love family. People want to love you. I can go to Macy's and buy whatever it is I want to buy. Okay. I can go to the health store and buy whatever it is that I want to buy. I can go to the shoe store or the boutique and not have a relationship, buy what I want to buy and come home. People are looking for relationships. When people fall in love with you, they're going to fall in love with whatever it is that you're doing. So if you selling bug spray, they're going to go find some bugs because they're gonna fall in love with you and they're gonna want to buy your bug spray, okay? And then they're gonna tell everybody about you, all right? So, one of my main topics, or the main topic that I am going to talk to you today about, which was what helped me grow from 4,000 followers to over 200,000 followers on social media, was Reels, okay? Reels. If you are taking notes, write that down because I talk fast. I hope you bought the package where you can get the replay, okay? But all right, I'm going to tell you the definition of Reels. Reels mean, give me 1 second, y'all. LOL. Reels Reels can refer to several things, but in context of social media, which is what I'm talking about, Reels is a short vertical video format like those found on Instagram and Facebook that allows users to create and share entertaining content with music, effects, and creator tools. Okay, Reels. I'm gonna break it down. The R means real, not real, REEL, but REAL, real. People want real life, okay? People don't need the perfect professional all the time. Yes, you can have that, but people are not buying into that. People need to see the real you, all right? You don't always have to be beat to the gods with your makeup on and everything has to be perfect. People want real life because people need to be able to relate to you in order to buy into you. So give people real life when you do these 15-second 30-second videos and post them, okay? Because people is going to buy into that, all right? E. Now, E is going to shake y'all up a little bit if you don't use social media, but this is real. E is going to be every day. You need to be posting every day, all right? I cannot buy into you. I cannot fall in love with whatever you're doing if I see you on Monday and then I see you again on next Monday. By that time, I have forgotten all about you and I'm looking at the person that's posting every day. All right. You can schedule your posts. There are tools out there to help you schedule your posts. Or if you are on the professional dashboard on Facebook, which is free to do, then you can schedule your posts right there. Instagram, you can schedule your posts. You can link your posts, and then they will go to each place that you want them to go to. Now, how do I do that? You go to the help button. Okay. You go to the help button on Facebook, Instagram, and you say, how do I schedule my posts? How do I link my posts? Each and everything that you need out here in this world today is already available. All right. We are in a world that serves the microwave blessings at this point in time. 10 years ago, we had to look for it. Right now, it is in your face. Okay. Google will heal you and YouTube will give you a master's degree. All right. TikTok will give you a master's degree. TikTok will teach you how to cook. It will teach you how to clean. It will teach you how to write. It will teach you how to talk. All of that. And it's right there in your face. So as you're strolling and you're looking at these things over and over, you need to make the decision to make the transformation that now I'm going to be the one that they are looking at because I'm about to put my content out here and I'm going to put it out here every day. If you want to know how many times I post 3 to 5 times a day on different platforms, but I also make money on social media. Okay. We're going to talk about that. All right. The next E is going to be energy. Your energy matters. All right. Listen, if you get on there, my dog died 8 years ago and I just can't get over it. You're gonna have some people that's gonna sympathize with you. But that's depressing. Okay. So if you get on social media all the time talking about what's wrong and what's not going right in your life, people are going to feel sorry for you, but that's not going to make them buy into you. All right. Reality is people want to hear the testimony. Okay. I have a strong testimony because I serve a strong God. But at the time when I was a teenage mom, high school dropout, getting in trouble, bad relationships, all of that, if that's what I was posting, people was going to feel sorry for me. But now people buy into me because I share my testimony and I share how I overcame. I talk about the steps that I took. I talk about trusting God and believing God. And I show people that if God did it for me, he can definitely do it for you. But you got to believe, all right? And I'm able to do that from the comfort of my home and spread it across the world. Okay, let me slow down, y'all, because I know I talk fast. I get excited. Sorry. Your energy matters. Okay, point blank, period. The L, people want to laugh or they want to learn. If you funny, make people laugh. All right. If you are a teacher, help people learn. Okay. Do one of the two. People are on social media for those two reasons. They're not necessarily on social media to buy into your product, into your business. But when you make them laugh and learn, they're going to be more curious about your product. They're going to be more curious about your business. You know, that girl, Tanisha, she is so funny. Do you ever see the stuff she posts? I have people that inbox me, y'all. And this is very humbling. Okay. I have people inbox me and say, girl, you made my day. Okay, your post, you don't know, I needed to smile. I'm going through A, B, C, D. You know, you made my day. This right here really inspired me. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your posts. These are people that I may never, ever meet, but I've had some type of impact on them because I use my free marketing tool on social media. Make this thing make sense. Okay. The S is for save. Okay. Now, yes, you should be saved. You should have salvation, but make sure that you are saving. Okay. When you post a reel or you post anything from your phone, save it, create a bank, because there's going to be some days that you are tired. Now, I just posted a reel on my page that I posted 4 years ago. Okay. And when you all go look at it, I want y'all to know that this was a reel that I posted 4 years ago. So don't judge me. All right. I posted it on there. This was from 2021. It was a simple reel. It was a silly reel. The acting was horrible. You could not hear my son, but the spell check was wrong, which was one thing that people bought into. And the reel was funny. This one reel, listen to me good, took me to about 50,000 followers 4 years ago from 4,000 followers. This one reel got me monetized on social media, and my first social media check was $16,000. Okay, that was from posting the reel. Here I am having fun. I'm trying to promote my business, so I'm posting reels and cutting up and taking stuff from TikTok and putting it on Facebook, and bam. Just like that, all right? But you got to post them. We don't know which reels are going to take off. We don't know what content is going to take off. But if you're not posting any, then none is going to take off because you're not putting anything out there. Now, in addition, okay, to promoting your business and all of that great stuff, now you have the opportunity to be monetized on Facebook. I say it all the time. And again, I'm very humble, but some people post for play. I post for pay, because there's not one post that I'm going to post on social media where I'm not going to get some type of pay. Now, all of the pay is not hundreds and thousands of dollars, but I am going to get something for each and every post that I post on social media, right? So now guess what? That's another stream of income. And we know that the Bible says you should have 7 streams of income. So now I get to sit here and I get to be the one that people are strolling. I get to be the one that people are looking at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when they ain't got nothing to do and they just going up and down their social media page. You get to be the one as well if you decide that you are going to be the one. I tell people all the time, social media is work. But it works if you work it. Yes, you got to post. Yes, you got to be strategic. Yes, you got to have your own brand. All right. But that's what you're doing with your business anyway. And when you say, I don't have time to post, then you don't have time to put your business out there into the social media world. Okay. We love, love, love. Oh, my own family won't support me. It be strangers. Well, go out there in the social media world and find the strangers, and you ain't got to depend on your family because your family probably don't know how to support you because they haven't supported their own dreams. Okay. You have dreams, you have goals. God has given you the vision and He has given us the resources, but you got to make the decision that you are going to use the resource. The resources are out there. Anything that you don't know how to do, Google how to do it, TikTok how to do it. Make it make sense. Okay. So then, with that being said, let me take a break, y'all. All right. With that being said, you got to be consistent. I seen somebody put that in the thing. You have to be. You have to be consistent. Okay. Get you a schedule: breakfast, lunch, dinner. All right. Make that post. That post take 2 or 3 minutes. Get you a schedule. Post what you need to post and go on about your merry way. You have time to do it, but you got to make the decision that you have time to do it. Everything starts with a decision. And when I teach my students social media, because I do teach social media, I tell them all the time, you got to make the decision. You've made the decision that you don't have time to post. You've made the decision that you're not really into social media. You've made the decision to have a private page. You've made the decision not to put your stuff out there across the world. You got to change your mindset. If you change your mindset, you will change your life. But you got to make the decision that I am going to change my mindset. That's why I love being a transformation coach, right? I do Mindset Mondays. It starts with the mindset. Some of us, oh, it's just so much garbage out there on social media and blah, blah. Well, be the light. It is a lot of garbage out there, but they need somebody to be the light. And I thank God that He gave me the opportunity to be the light. You be the light on social media. You be the one that people need to go see to be inspired, that people need to see to feel better. It's up to us to block out all the mess and replace it with what it is that God has given us, right? And you have the opportunity to do that. You also have the opportunity to buy into this product with Vonza, right? From what I understand, because I'm getting ready to look into it as as well. All of your things that you need are on the back end, and you don't have to do as much work. Make life easy, right? It does not have to be hard. I don't speak hard over my business. I may say challenging, but you ain't gonna never ever catch me going around here saying, oh, it's just too hard and I can't do it. If it's too hard, then it's not a God. The word says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We say, I can do all things if I put my mind to it. No, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So you got to believe that you can do it through God, okay? And you cannot be and you cannot get to the point where you get frustrated with social media and give up. Right? The word says be strong and don't give up. Second Chronicles 15:7. Be strong and don't give up. All right. If this is just now getting started with you with social media, take it one day at a time. If you make one post today, okay, that's great, but keep going. Make 2 posts tomorrow. Make 3 posts the next day. Rome wasn't built in a year, but you can do this if you make the decision to do this. When I work with my students, okay, I'm with my students with social media, they say I'm pretty rough sometimes because I want you to understand the magnitude. I want you to understand the money that's behind it. I want you to understand that you can do this if you make this decision to do it, right? Just like that. Listen, I am done. Thank y'all so much for having me. I know that we are going to see if we have any questions. So if we have questions, then now's the time to ask, I guess.
Guys, let's give some snaps, some claps, all that good stuff, because I was sitting here like, yeah, she's talking to me. Because I know I need to be posting every single day, but I don't. But I do time block, and then I'll schedule some stuff out, and then it'll go, and then I'm like, darn, I don't have anything else to post. I gotta schedule some more stuff.
Right.
Okay, so make sure you guys ask your questions, so we can make sure that we get them answered if you do have them. And if they are not answered live, we will definitely make sure that they do get answered. Just make sure you put them out there in the comments. So for first question is, there's so many different social media platforms, and not all content is great to go on every single platform. So how do you determine what you should be posting on, like, your major ones? You got your Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I feel like those are the major ones that people will mostly use, even though so many are popping up.
Yes. So that's a great question. First of all, when you look at LinkedIn, you know that LinkedIn is not really for fun. It's not really for play, right? So that's your professional one. You want to make sure that everything is professional on LinkedIn. When it comes to me, I focus on the one that I make the most money on, which is Facebook. So Facebook is going to get a variety from me because that's where I make most of my money. Now, for TikTok, for me, I love using their edits. I love using their system because I can edit more, I can add more. CapCut, I can edit more, I can add more. And when I tell y'all this is super easy, I don't want y'all to get discouraged. The one thing I'm not, and I don't say not a lot, the one thing I'm not is tech savvy. Okay, I'm not tech savvy at all. But they have templates and things where you can just put your videos in, and bam, there you have it. So Facebook is going to be my ooh-wee for my variety of things. But you look at where most of your followers connect with you at, right? You may have groups, you may have chats, all of that. Wherever your followers connect with you at is where you want to post the most. And one of the other things I wanted to say too that I forgot, hashtag, okay? Listen, we overdo hashtags. People love hashtags, all right? Women empower women, women support women. Hashtags are great, but you need to have your signature hashtags. So one of the things I want you to do, and you can do it right now if you have time, but don't leave here because I'm talking, right? But one of the things I want you to do is I want you to go to Facebook. I want you to put in the search hashtag you still can. Okay.
You still can? Okay.
You still can. And I am 100% sure I am going to pull up, right? You need to have that one signature hashtag that represents you, okay? That when people think about you or think about your slogan, your brand, your saying, it is going to always come up. So if you put in you still can, you are going to see Tanisha Bowman.
Okay. I love it. I love it. And we do have a question. All right, hold on. There we go. Dr. Abraham says, is Reels visibility reduced if a scheduling tool is used?
So that is a myth. That is a great question. That is a myth. Okay. So I have not experienced them being reduced. All right. The algorithm and all of that can get a little crazy. You have to play with it. And I know a lot of these social media gurus have this, this template and these things that they tell you. I don't do that a lot because it changes so much. One of the things you want to make sure you're doing when it comes to Reels is captions. Okay. The captions is what's going to catch the people attention. It don't matter if it's scheduled. It don't matter if it's pushed out. The caption is going to catch their attention. All right. The first 3-4 seconds, you got to come out with it because we have a short attention span and they're going to go somewhere else. So I would actually say no to that. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I think when it comes to your following, it's going to depend because your following is always looking for you.
Okay, awesome. All right, next question that we have here is, what platform do you recommend, Instagram or YouTube?
Great question. So it's going to depend on what it is that you're posting. YouTube is very popular. YouTube is, first generation. Like I've been here long term, but YouTube is longer. Okay. Like people are going to take an hour to cook a dish on YouTube. Where in Instagram, they're going to show you how to cook that same dish in less than 2 minutes. Okay. So you got to decide what platform it is or what group of people or your target people that you're going for, because you can put the longer video on YouTube and to answer that both. Let me just say that. All right. It's always going to be all things social media for me. You want people to see you everywhere. But on YouTube, you're looking for that audience that's more patient, that want to sit there and watch you do what you're doing over that period of time. Instagram, bam, here it go. And it's done.
All right. Okay. Next question we have for you is, how can people overcome imposter syndrome when it comes to posting consistently?
Believe what God said about you.
Okay.
Okay. Believe what God said about you. Look, I got 7 minutes. Don't make me preach. Okay. You got to believe. Listen, we all deal with it. You have people posting and doing influencers with millions of views, and we still all deal with it. But you got to believe what it is that God says about you. You got to believe what it is that you were created for. And you got to believe that your gift will make room for you. Okay. Point blank here. You just got to believe what it is that God said, and you got to do it. Do it scared. If you're dealing with fear, face everything and rise, because you know this is what God told you to do. So if you get 2 views, if you get 2 likes, it's going to be the 2 people that God put in position for you.
Okay. All right. I love it. I'm going to get all these questions out so I can ask my question. Wait, let me make sure. All right, let's see. Well, Maynard says, this is great. So this is great. Can we have your website, guys? How do people connect and find you, and what programs do you have going on right now that people can sign up for?
Yes. So TanishaBowman.com. That's another thing when it comes to your social media, everything, make it easy. All right. I don't need to be Tanisha Bowman over here and now I can't even think of nothing, but something else over there. TanishaBowman.com. That's going to take you to my website. That's going to take you to my channels and everything. One of the newer things that I would love for you all to follow is Elite Bells of ATL. I have just started doing skits with a group of ladies on social media. All right. So we're inspiring. We're showing people to laugh. I see 1 or 2 of the ladies on here, so I'm sure they could put it in the comments for us. But so yes, follow us there. Programs I'm offering right now. One is transformational coach courses. I'm a transformation coach. All right. So I can help you with the transformation. All right. We talk about purpose. We talk about your gifts. We talk about mindset. We talk about whatever it is that we need to do to get you to the transformation that you need in your life. And my business, Let's Be Social. If you have heard everything I just said here, you like, you know what? I just can't do it. Well, guess what? I can. So hire me and I will take care of your social media platform for you. And you will find that on TanishaBowman.com. I also have an upcoming retreat for ladies, and I have my 3rd annual brunch coming up in September, which is Broke In, Black is Beautiful. And we're going to have on Shades of Black. This is an amazing. This is for my foundation, my nonprofit. nonprofit, Bro Can, You Still Can. We have amazing speakers. We have an amazing panel. The first year, y'all, and I just want to say this quick, my panel was an attorney, a pilot, a pastor, an evangelist, and a nonprofit organization. And the goal was to see these women where they're at now, but hear their testimonies. Because a lot of times we don't think that this can happen to us because of what we've been through. But when you heard these ladies' testimonies, you realize if God did it for them, he will do it for you. And lastly, you can always get my book, and it is on my website. You Still Can.
All right. Awesome. So, and where is this brunch being held? Like,
This is great question. Thank you so much. This is in McDonough, Georgia, Stockbridge, Georgia.
okay, guys. So you guys got to get your plane ticket and,
Yes.
all of that good stuff.
Yes, I would love to see you there. This is my third annual one. It has sold out every year. So now I'm taking it to a bigger place. Y'all want to know why it sold out? Who can guess? Who can guess why it sold out? If you can guess why it sold out, I'm going to mail you a free book.
All right, guys. So guess.
Guess why it sells out every year?
No, I'm just gonna say because you're absolutely awesome. That's why.
I agree. I agree. Yes, I agree with that. Let me see. Okay, I don't see any guesses yet. Maybe it's coming
No
up.
guesses
But
just yet. So
no
I'm the
guesses.
winner, guys.
You-
I'm the winner.
You're gonna be the winner. If I have to listen, if that's the only answer, because that's the true answer.
Well, I'm gonna give it some time.
You get results.
All right, we do have an answer because the comments are a little delayed. She said because you get results.
That's a great answer. Bam. Because I post about it.
Yes.
There you go. Because I post about it. That's
somebody said because you post about it. Yes.
Yes.
That's someone did guess that.
Yes. Usually over half of the people that are at my brunch I have never met in my life. But they've met me on social media and they come.
You
Just
gotta
that
post.
simple.
You gotta post, guys.
Yes.
Okay, so before we bring up the next speaker, I'm gonna ask my question.
Yes.
So for those that have profiles that are set up as business pages, I noticed for myself that sometimes you can't use the trending music. So how do you get around that so that way your stuff can still rank and be visible?
Yeah. So here's my honest answer. You don't. Facebook sucks when it comes to things like that. Okay. I have in my back office where they tell me now that I can use music because of my followers and where I'm at on social media, and I still get targeted for it. Now, one of the things I do, and don't quote this, don't, I'm a deny it, even though I'm live. I dispute everything. Okay. I dispute it. Right, even though I know that it's not my music, I dispute it because it's my public domain. 90% of the disputes I win.
Okay.
90% of the disputes I win. Now they're not going to. I still have high views on reels that they say the music is not mine. I just don't get paid for them if they say the music is not mine. And one of the things they're starting to do now also is they're starting to share the revenue with you. And I do accept the share because it is some people's stuff, right? So I do accept the share.
Yep. All right, guys, you heard it. So all of my my influencers, content creators, my businesses, you want to make money through your social media, you better tap in. If you know someone that needs to get this information, make sure you tag them depending on where you're watching this, but better yet, just have them register for the summit. If you go to vonzasummit.com, have them register so they can get this. And this recording, all of these recordings are not going to stay up forever, guys. So you want to make sure that if you want to have access to them so you can rewatch, you must upgrade to a VIP. There is still time for you to do that. So again, just go back to vonzasummit.com, upgrade. It's $47. You get lifetime, you get access to these. You can watch them whenever you want. Plus, you are going to be getting some free resources. You're going to get a course. You're also going to get a digital product that you can use, change it up if you want to, and resell it. So it's definitely beneficial for you to go ahead and update your upgrade. I couldn't get the right word. Upgrade your your status for the summit, so you guys can get all of that stuff and a bunch of other amazing things as well. And we're still offering 3 months. You get 50% off Vonza. Make sure you use that coupon code. So especially if you're someone that sells digital products or want to get into selling digital products, this is the perfect platform for you to be able to do that. So thank you so very much. Appreciate you being here. Giving all of this knowledge, guys. So
I'm sorry, Mental Escapes. Can you send me a private message so I can get her information to send her the book?
Oh, yes.
Mental Escapes. Yes.
Yes. And I believe Mental Escapes. That is Novice, isn't it? I think.
Oh, okay. I know her.
Yeah, but we'll make sure that we get it and we send it to you. You're going to get that free book, okay? And we are going to, guys, bring up our next speaker here so we can stay on schedule. All right. So let me introduce her to you first, because you need to get this information as an entrepreneur, or just in general, you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. If you are not the healthiest person, you need to make sure that you start monitoring your health and doing healthy things. And I have Dr. Carmen Barnes as our next speaker here, and she is going to give you so much information on the benefits of, natural medicines and how you can use that to help improve your health, so that way you can conquer your goals like a boss. Because again, you cannot show up as yourself the way that you need to if you are constantly sick. So let's bring her up here. Hello, Dr. Barnes.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Well, it's afternoon where you are. It's morning where I am.
Yes, because it is noon Eastern Standard Time. So guys, I do not want to take up her time. I'm going to hop off so you guys can get all of this information. And make sure you guys are sharing this. Share this video. Have your besties register for the conference and all of that amazing stuff. And you have the...
Well, thank you. Welcome. And I want to thank the Abrams. Thank you, Sai, so much for this opportunity to be able to come and even assist. So we're going to get into it really quickly. I know we're on a time crunch, so we just go ahead with it. All right. So when you think of health, most individuals just pretty much just think of it as just going to a doctor, going to a provider, only when they're feeling ill or when they feel as though there's something wrong. And most individuals won't go get checked or seen until it gets to that point. But if I had to ask you all what the most valuable asset in your business was, most people would say, okay, it's their network. They would say it's their marketing, their revenue, their streams of income. But what if I literally said your most valuable asset is you, yourself, your mind, your energy, and the ability to show up every single day to lead? Because without your health, none of these things matter. It doesn't matter who you're networking with, who you're dealing with, your streams of revenue, it really wouldn't matter. So your health is very, very important, even as an entrepreneur. I know there are many individuals even here now that are even tuning in. You may even feel burned out. You're exhausted mentally. You're foggy. You constantly trying to play catch up, even with your own body, right? And for most of you all, you're not at your best physically, if you could really just be honest about it, right? So today we're literally going to begin to talk about the power of natural medicine, how it benefits you, how it works for you, not just personally and physically, but also as an entrepreneur, someone that's in business, all right? You want to make sure that you are literally in a place where you're not allowing your business to suffer because of your health, all right? So once again, We want to make sure that you optimize your performance, sustain your energy, and even create new income streams. All right. And by doing that, you have to make sure that your body is in good condition. All right. So, entrepreneurs, once again, okay, will operate under high stress. If you could just be honest, every day you may deal with employees that are giving you a headache. You know, we have some of those as well. You're working long hours. You're dealing with constant pressure. And what most people do when they're experiencing that, they run to caffeine. They run to that coffee. They feel as though they cannot function every day unless they have an energy drink or something. Many of us, we literally begin to sacrifice even our sleep because we want to go hustle harder, right? We want to make sure that all of our ducks are in a row and we do what we got to do. You know, some people say, look, I just got to get it, right? So that's where some of us are. We begin to even rely on fast food, you know, because there's no time to cook. You're constantly rushing. You know, by the time you wake up, when you get home, it's about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. It's time for you to rest, take care of your family. There's no time to do much, right? So you begin to even ignore warning signs until your body forces you to actually stop. But the good thing about it is there are options, right? There are other things that you're able to do now, but burnout definitely is not a badge of honor. It's literally a business killer. Most people feel as though when they're burned out, they're working extremely overtime. They feel as though they're making the most money. They feel as though they're making the most progress, but you're actually harming yourself. You're doing more damage than good. There's actually a study, a review that found out that burned out entrepreneurs are 3 times more likely to fail in business. Why? Because fatigue leads to poor decision making, right? Stress leads to emotional instability, and chronic illness leads to lost opportunities. But there's good news. All right. All of this is definitely preventable. All right. Natural medicine offers a way to not just avoid burnout, but to thrive in your business. All right. While feeling even your absolute best. All right. So another thing, let's talk about natural energy boosters. All right. Just something simple and quick so you guys can just take some notes and gather some information. All right. More, we want to make sure that you have more stamina without burnout, right? Most entrepreneurs, they use caffeine for energy, right? But too much caffeine, it spikes your cortisol levels, right? It leads to crashes. All right. The solution is using things like, for instance, natural ginseng. You have ashwagandha, you know, things of that sort. They help regulate your stress and sustain energy the natural way. All right. So if you're in the wellness space, those who may be here that are into wellness, your coaches and things of that sort, I would literally say, consider even private labeling, things like that. Your certain supplements, as far as selling energy boosting superfoods, powders, and things of that sort, things that are going to help individuals. Also, most individuals that are in entrepreneurship, they have an issue with mental clarity and focus. All right. So we want to make sure that we begin to make better business decisions. All right. Not just with our business alone, but even in our health. All right. So we want to make sure that we're not experiencing any brain fog. All right. Because, of course, that causes a lack of focus. It leads once again to missed opportunities and bad investments. All right. We can't afford to be missing out on, you know, something so amazing. We will make sure that, like some people say, we will make sure all our ducats are in a row, right? We want to make sure that we're receiving the finances, the resource, the revenue that we know that we work so hard to receive, right? So for individuals that may be experiencing even brain fog, and feel as though they're missing opportunities because they're tired constantly, they're constantly under stress and things of that sort. You know, there are other options like lion's mane or even omega-3s. Those things literally begin to sharpen your cognitive function as well as your memory. So you don't have to run once again to the caffeines and things of that sort when you feel it's okay, look, I can't think, I can't focus, there's so much going on. First of all, you have to take a breather. All right. I always say a company will run with or without you. You could be here today and replace today, you know. So we want to make sure that we are taking care of our bodies. All right. So that way we have longevity and that we're able to continue to strive and go beyond where we are. All right. Another thing that a lot of entrepreneurs are dealing with, of course, is stress and anxiety. So we want to make sure that we are staying calm under pressure. All right. Chronic stress literally reduces productivity. All right. It weakens the immune system and it shortens your lifespan. All right. So you want to make sure for like solutions and things of that sort, you can take magnesium, chamomile tea, deep breathing, guided meditation for those who would like to meditate on the word or read a book and things of that sort. That also helps reduce your cortisol levels naturally. All right. So you want to make sure that you are developing a stress-free area, a stress-free space and things of that sort, even for your mind. All right. So even women who may be experiencing those issues, you want to make sure that your estrogen levels, make sure that they are not imbalanced. All right. I know with their imbalance, you'll begin to experience low energy, mood swings, as well as poor metabolism. So some may be trying to, get in shape, lose weight or whatever have you. But the reason why is because your estrogen levels may be imbalanced as well. So you can have things like maca root. They'll actually help you as far as hormone balancing. You want to make sure you have hormone balancing foods. You want to make sure that you are receiving the adequate amount of rest. All right. Quality sleep support. You want to have a balance with that. Many people are not resting, and you want to make sure that you are resting. Okay, to speed it up a little more, so that way if there are questions and things of that sort, we can go to that. You want to make sure that at this point that you're monetizing your natural health. Like, you want to turn your wellness into wealth. All right. So you want to make sure you yourself taking care of, of course, your body, eating properly, making sure you're getting enough rest. So that way you have enough focus by the time it's time for you to get it behind your desk or make those business calls or even come in contact with individuals that may actually be of assistance or aid to you to help push your business. You don't want to just come have something laid out on the table and not be able to properly explain or express what you're really thinking or what's going on even with your business. You don't want to just give partial information. You want to be, as far as cognitive function, you want to make sure that you are fully there and you're aware. All right. So we want to make sure that we setting ourselves up for success. All right. Another thing is, I wanted to say that natural health isn't just for a personal benefit. All right. It's also a multi-million-dollar industry, and many people are not aware of that, but it really is. So entrepreneurs who position themselves in the health and wellness space are actually capitalizing on a market that continues to grow every single year. You have individuals that are wanting to be more healthy, who are wanting to lose weight. You have individuals that are wanting to get their cortisol levels reduced. You have individuals that are just wanting to take a more natural alternative way, or an alternative way to natural health, as opposed to dealing with conventional drugs and medication and things of that sort. All right. So for individuals that are here that may be in the health and wellness area, you want to make sure that you have some private label supplements. All right. You want to sell your own brand, as far as natural energy boosters, immune support, and things of that sort, especially with the weather changing. It's springtime. You have individuals that have issues with the pollen, with the weather change. This is a good time to have immune boosters. You want to make sure it isn't just you're taking elderberry and things of that sort alone. You want to make sure that you are incorporating other things and not just only relying on natural remedies and supplements, but also making sure that your eating health habits are well. You want to make sure that you are incorporating the right diet. I always tell people, one thing that many are not aware of is that it's good to eat according to your blood type. And if you are not certain what you should eat as far as diet, look up, even if you have to Google search, look up what your blood type is and diets according to whatever your blood type is. That's very important to know, because there are a lot of individuals that are dealing with inflammation in the body, and they're not sure why. They're trying to figure out, okay, why am I always in pain? Why are my joints and my bones and my muscles always sore? You actually could be eating something that is causing a flare up, that's causing inflammation in your body. So you want to make sure that you are eating according to your blood type. And this is what most people are not aware of. When you go to most doctors, they will not let you know that. So I'm giving you guys something to help you right now. Eat according to your blood type. All right. You want to make sure that you are in good health, good standing, and things of that sort. All right. So once again, we always hear this. The reality is that your health is your wealth. That is the absolute truth. And when you invest in yourself, literally, you're creating opportunities, not just for a better life, but for a more profitable business. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. So that way you're able to come with the fire. You're able to come and be able to sit before absolutely anyone with your greatest pitch or whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is that you're wanting to build. All right. So my challenge for you guys today, literally, I'm going to give you a challenge. All right. I want you to pick one area of your health, whether it's energy, focus, stress, or nutrition. All right. And I want you to make one change this week using the strategies, even that I just mentioned a moment ago. All right. I've given a few little nuggets here and there so that way you can grab it and go. And I also want you to begin to track your progress. All right. I want you to be able to track how it impacts your productivity. All right. How it affects your mindset as well as your business success. All right. So that is very, very important. Make sure that you are doing that. Once again, you can show up to a place, but if your mind and your focus is not there, you're just taking up space in a room. You want to make sure that you are effective, not just existing, saying, okay, look, I'm living off of a dream and some hope right now. You have to take the initiative. We know the word says, faith without works is dead. We get that. However, you have to take the initiative. There's some things that you have to do, and you want to make sure that you are showing up, taking care of your body. Your health is your wealth once again, and you want to make sure that you take care of. You only get one body, so you want to make sure that it's in good condition, good shape, just like a well-oiled machine, engine, a vehicle. You get a tune-up, right? You want to make sure that you're taking care of your body the same way you take, well, I'm not gonna say the same way you take care of your car, because some of us don't take care of our vehicles. So I'm gonna take that portion back, rewind. Some of us don't take care of our vehicles, but we want to make sure that we are going the extra mile in taking care of our health and our bodies. You only get one life, one body. So make sure that you are nurturing. For as an example, this is what I do. I have little things like this fruit in my office. If I'm constantly on the run, I'm making sure I'm taking things like this, my berries and things like pomegranate juice, which is good for cholesterol, opens up your blood vessels and things of that sort. Also helps with blood pressure, blood sugar. And I may have some herbs or something like that, some peppermint and mullein because of the weather, so you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and drinking plenty of water. I have water all over the place here, but you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So that is my spiel. I know that we want to leave time, I guess, for questions and things of that sort, and also make sure that we don't run into time for others. So that is my time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just want to touch on the eating for your blood type really quickly. You were like the third person to say this recently. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is definitely something that I should look into.
Yes, ma'am.
Because, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's very important. And a lot of people don't know, they're not aware. They just grab and go and they wonder why they're sluggish, less energy and things of that sort. But it can actually be what you're eating. And most people aren't aware that what you're eating may actually be harming you. It actually may be harming you. So you want to make sure that you are not putting anything that is toxic in your body, because some foods could be toxic to you, and you're not aware of it. So yes, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, your gut health is super important. So
Absolutely.
what you eat will show up in other places.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you are what you eat. That is true, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
So drop your questions because there is a little bit of a delay. I don't see them right away. So make sure you guys are dropping your questions so that way we can get them answered live. And of course, if we're not answering them live, they will definitely, all of the speakers will definitely come back and answer the questions. But we would rather, get them answered live so that way everybody can get this information. Now, I know a few people that sell different types of teas and things like that, different herbs. And can you talk a little bit more about that? Like different types of herbs that we should make sure that we are really getting into our bodies?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. For one, I know there's a lot of individuals that are lacking selenium, especially even now. Of course, you can have your elderberries because of the immune booster. That's an immune booster. I also would like to say, aside from having like elderberry with the weather by being spring, pollen and things of that sort for respiratory health, I would definitely suggest having some mullein leaf. Peppermint is also really, really good for that. They are actually good for the respiratory system. It opens it up, opens up the bronchioles and things of that sort. It's also good for individuals that may be asthmatic. A lot of individuals don't know that even essential oils, and I want to put this out there, be careful even with essential oils, because some essential oils can actually be a trigger for some individuals. So if you have asthma and things of that sort, a lot of individuals aren't aware that eucalyptus actually is a trigger for asthmatics. So asthmatics really should not have eucalyptus. Yes, ma'am. They shouldn't inhale the oil, and they should not have the tea. It actually is a trigger, because there are some, they're like, oh my God, I'm drinking this tea. A lot of people, okay, let me say another thing if that's okay. Just because Amazon ships overnight and Amazon is Amazon, they be Amazoning, you still have to be careful what you are purchasing online. If these individuals, you got to remember, it's a broad market. Anyone just go in there and grab what they need, even if it isn't good for them. There are individuals that are mixing herbs, that are taking things, and it's actually doing more damage than good. You have to make sure that it's the right dosage, the right mixture, and also make sure that you have no reaction to those things. So you want to make sure that you are certain that it's the real herb. You want to make sure that the individuals that are actually selling these things, that they have an idea or an understanding about herbs and things of that sort, or whether an herbalist, whatever you want to call them. You want to make sure that these are herbs and not just, they didn't just pick up off the road and package them up and give them to you. You want to make sure that you're reading their origin, where it's from, who packaged it, who made it, also their expertise concerning that. Anyone can be an expert online, right? Anybody can be something, just like on Facebook. Anybody can be who they want to be. It's like joining the army. Be all you can be. You can be whatever you want online, but you also have to make sure that you are aware of what you're putting in your body. So although it's on Amazon and different places like that, make sure you do your research. Do your research. Just like when you go to the doctor, there are individuals that are lacking understanding, not being educated. They'll just go according to what a doctor says, as opposed to asking questions and doing research. Like, you can go to the doctor and they say, okay, you have high blood pressure. But every time you show up, your pressure is high. You could be stressed, you can be tired, you can have white coat syndrome. But then tell them, okay, look, I need a minute to rest. Give me at least 5 or 10 minutes. And then you'll realize that your pressure is not elevated. You may not even have high blood pressure, but because of your readings constantly being high when you show up, they can diagnose you with that. So it's good to ask questions as well. But back to the herbs, especially now with this weather, peppermint, mullein, thyme tea is really, really good. It's good for not just, well, here's another one. Oregano right now, infections, bacteria. You want to use some oregano. That is really, really good, especially with this season, and those who may be dealing with certain bacterials, infections, and things of that sort. Oregano is really, really good for that. Natural black seed oil as well. That's really, really good. You can also incorporate that. Of course, the mullein, you have the peppermint, you have the thyme tea. The thyme is really good for individuals that may have high blood pressure, as well as diabetes and things of that sort. It contains inulin and things of that sort. So it's really, really good to have. It also fights infections, bacteria as well. Also, Tulsi. Tulsi is similar to almost a heal all. It deals with pretty much any ailment in a person's body. So that's something good. Some people call it holy basil, but it's Tulsi. That's really a good herb to have in your home, or even the tea. That would definitely work wonders. It also is good for entrepreneurs. I would recommend that. It de-stresses you, it relaxes you, it calms you, and you can unwind to it. And you act, as far as cognitive function, it actually improves it. All right. So I would just say also incorporate in that.
Okay, awesome. And since you're on that topic of calming, we have a question. What's the best remedy to improve sleeping?
Okay, well, as far as herbs and things of that sort, most people are aware of chamomile. There are other things like passion flower. You can use things like that, but you just want to make sure that you are taking it within a reason, because if you want to rest, it's going to knock you out. So you want to make sure that you don't take too much of the passion flower. But chamomile is amazing. I would say mix that. If you have the actual chamomile, mix it with some peppermint. You can mix those together, or even some lavender. You can put some lavender. Those are some very calming teas, and you can mix all three of them. They won't harm you. You can mix all three of those, and that would give you an amazing, amazing remedy for rest and sleep.
Okay, I was literally about to ask you a, a question on this, but is Ozempic safe for men? My question was going to be,
Why does he need it?
I don't
That's
know.
my question. Why does Dr. Abram, why do you need it?
Yes, why do you need that? But my
that's funny.
question was going
Okay.
to be, so you can answer them both at the same time,
Okay.
because I know that that is a really, a popular fad right now, and even though that's not what it was supposed to be used for.
Right.
And like, can you talk about that? Like, what are some more natural solutions?
Yes. So first of all, I would say to anyone that's trying to lose weight and things of that sort, Ozempic, okay. I know that, well, I'm not going to say that. I got to use wisdom too at the same time. So I would say with Ozempic, there are a lot of complications. All right. It can affect your thyroid. It will definitely cause an imbalance with your thyroid and things of that sort, as far as even digestive issues. Many individuals that I've dealt with even now who have been taking that shot have serious digestive issues. All right. So there are definitely complications and side effects to it. All right. It isn't needed, isn't necessary. I will always say, take a cleanse first. You always want to make sure that you are doing a body cleanse at least twice a year. There are individuals that are so quick on wanting to lose weight and do so much to where what they're doing is, think about a foundation. Like the word says, you're constantly building and putting on something that's faulty. So if you yourself are eating fast food and a whole bunch of different things, say, okay, I want to lose weight, and just start taking supplements, you're not doing it the proper way. You want to make sure that you are eliminating your system, detoxing it and cleaning it from anything that may be harmful, food and things in which you've had. You want to make sure that your colon is being cleansed, your blood is being cleansed, your liver is being cleansed. You want to make sure that you have a healthy function in that area. So I would suggest, above all things, make sure that you have a detox, a cleanse first before trying anything in regards to weight loss or just in general trying to, better yourself. You always want to cleanse yourself at least twice a year.
Okay. See, I be telling my fiance that he needs to do a detox cleanse, but he
Yeah.
don't be listening to me.
Yeah. You have to do that. You have to do that.
Yes, guys, you have to start taking better care of yourself so you can show up,
That's right.
and so that you can look good. And, even it's not even just about, what you're consuming. You have to make sure you're getting in that physical activity too. It's like, it's a whole package, okay? Because we got money to bake and we don't have time to be down because of whatever is going on, okay?
Right.
So,
Right.
Dr. Carmen, where
Yes.
can you tell us, how do people stay connected with you, and what programs do you currently have going on right now, that people can, sign up for to work with you?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. So the website is www.renewu12.com. I know it's in the process of, we're doing some changes and trying to make the experience better for everyone. However, I also have a phone number that everyone is able to contact. I'm able to text, message, and things of that sort that is specifically for this purpose. That number is 501-313-0564. You can also find me on Facebook. You could type in the search bar, Renew You, Healthy Mind and Living Services, and that will show up on Facebook as well. So you'll definitely be able to find me that way.
Okay, awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
ma'am.
Oh, go ahead. Did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, okay, good. So we can stay on track, guys. We have our next speaker. She is ready to go, but I want to get this last question answered. So, and then we're going to, bring up our next speaker. So it says, what is the best time to do the dinner at night, and how long to wait before going to sleep?
Yes, ma'am. I always tell individuals, do not eat anything past 6 p.m. All right. And because it's going to take you, at least for some individuals, depending on their body, their digestive system, some individuals, it could take up to 2 hours, So I would say not having anything after 6 p.m. So that way it gives your body enough time to digest and break down the nutrients, and it begins to contribute to different parts of your body as well.
All right. Awesome. So you guys heard it. Take care of yourself. Get those natural herbs in, exercise, all of that great stuff. Thank you so very much, Dr. Carmen, for
Absolutely.
all of your wisdom. We greatly
Yes, ma'am.
appreciate it because I'm gonna
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
my fiance, yeah, you need to watch this episode. Well, he needs to watch the entire thing, but
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
so have a good rest of your day and make sure you guys are sharing this, guys. Do not forget. So let's we're going to keep things going. Remember, make sure that you are sharing this and getting your discounted trial of Vonza. It's an amazing platform, especially if you are you're selling digital products, you are a coach, or just you want to be able to launch your business online. You can do your website, you can do all of that stuff. So make sure you guys are trying it out. But so we can stay on time here, I'm super excited for our next speaker. We have Leah Smith. She is the owner of the Creative Cabana. Guys, so if you have your website questions, your branding questions, your marketing questions, she is going to be the one to answer them for you. So let's bring her up here really quickly and you can see her. Hello, hello, hello. I think you're muted. Hold on, let me make sure we... try to unmute you. There we go. You're unmuted.
It's official. Thank you so much for having me today. This is this is exciting.
Yes. And I'm super excited to learn everything that you are about to give us. So,
okay. Well, as said, I'm Leah Smith and I'm the founder of the Creative Cabana. It's a digital marketing agency. And I am based out of Newport Beach, California, but all of my clients are everywhere. The beauty of today's society with the World Wide Web and all, I mean, look at us right now. This is amazing,
yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So I'm going to remove myself so that way you can have the entire stage. And I know you wanted to show us something, correct? Do you want to?
You know what? I'm just going to... Unfortunately, they're just going to have to look at me this whole time. Hopefully they take notes.
Well, you look fabulous. So I don't think that is going to be a problem whatsoever. So guys, make sure you're tuning in. Make sure that you are asking your questions. And remember, there is a delay for when they pop up. So get those questions in. And yes, Creative Cabana, here we go.
Here we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am here to talk about marketing trends of 2025 and how things have shifted. So I want to start by asking you, what if I told you that the way that you market your business today is going to be obsolete next year? You would say, what? No, oh my gosh, that can't be. But I'm here to tell you that it's the truth, because we are in a marketing era that is rapidly evolving. And if we don't keep up with the market trends, we're going to be left behind. So I don't want that to happen to anyone. So we're going to talk about what we can do, what we can understand, what we can harness for our marketing so that we, as entrepreneurs, I know everyone here is an entrepreneur, so that we can make that money, because marketing is an essential component to making money for all entrepreneurs. So I want to start by talking about two really prevalent trends right now. And they're somewhat polarizing, which is kind of interesting, but stick with me. So the first is going to be pretty obvious, and that is AI, right? AI is here to stay. Whether you find it intimidating or not, it is a necessary beast, if you will, that needs to be tamed, because we have to utilize it. It can make or break a lot of what you do if you use it right. Now, I'm going to set that aside for a second, because I told you that one of the other trends seems to be a little polarizing, and that is the trend of authenticity. I feel like everyone in 2025 is just thirsty for connection. And you look at AI and then you look at the authenticity trend and you wonder, how can these two marry, right? How can we combine these two successfully? So first, let's look at AI and how we can be using it and how other brands are using it currently. So some of the ways that we're using AI is obviously with content creation. I feel like everyone should know ChatGPT by now. If you don't, please download it, upgrade to the Pro. It's a couple more dollars, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. So people are using that for content creation. We're talking about newsletters. We're talking about captions for social media. People now, sometimes I even just use it as a search engine, quite honestly. It's fascinating to me how it actually evolves the more you use it. So bringing in that authenticity place, the more that you interact with ChatGPT or Jasper or something similar, the more they actually understand you and what you're looking for, and they provide that much more value, and they do it authentically in your own tone. So your prompts are going to have to, in the beginning, be very, very directional, very purposeful. I want to write this newsletter and my audience is XYZ, and I am a really fun brand. I'm the Creative Cabana, so I want to add in some fun poolside talk, and I want it to be vibrant and lively, and it's really interesting. You'll see. If you haven't been using it, I'm sorry, I've been talking a long time about it, but obviously it's dear to my heart. But you can bring in the authenticity piece that I was speaking about. Speaking of personalized experiences, AI can also help with predictive subject lines when you are doing your direct marketing efforts, whether that's a newsletter, or maybe it's a sale that you want to send out, or maybe you're releasing a course, right? AI can be really helpful with that. AI can help make your course for you, which is crazy and phenomenal and wonderful. What the design elements, Canva's working really, really hard. They have a beta program right now that I'm actually using, and it has a ways to go. So talking about the authenticity, I would say for design, you should really still need to be on it, but it's coming. It's definitely coming. And so we should be ready for that. And we talk about chat box, customer service. We've all been on Instagram where it says, write shop in the comments, and all of a sudden you just have this automated, oh, thank you so much, I'm so happy that you love my things, here's the link, right? That's amazing and super time saving. Imagine if you had to do that for every single person that was interested in what it was that you have to offer. So I really think that it's necessary at this point that we all integrate AI, that we use it to streamline all of our businesses. There's AI programs for accounting. There's AI programs for admin on the business side. There's optimization SEO help now that AI does. So some real world examples is Sephora. We all know Sephora, powerhouse of a brand. They actually use AI beauty quizzes, and they customize the product recommendations after the quizzes, right? And it's interactive and it's fun, and you use AI, but it also feels authentic because they are personalizing it to you, the user. Netflix and Spotify do the same thing. You see it. You have your personalized list. Oh, based on this song, we think that you would love this song, right? And you have your predictive list. Duolingo, Grammarly, they also lean in. There's a ton of brands that are doing this. And I know that I just mentioned big brands, and we might not be big brands yet, but this is going to help us get there, right? So I can't stress that enough. If you are looking for a list of really helpful AI software, my favorite AI apps, things to help your business, I'm so happy to connect after this and send you my cheat list of my go-tos for that and how you can use them. Next, I want to talk about, so this trend is really fun. It's the edutainment trend, right? So in 2024, 2023, we saw the rise of the entertainment reels. Everybody wanted to share something that was funny, that was entertaining, it was great, it was creative, it was exciting. We are seeing that shift now because we're inundated with it. And now people really want value. They want the education piece, but they want it with the entertainment so that they stay, right? When they're looking at what you're doing. So the rise of edutainment, its short form video definitely dominates. They want the authenticity part comes because they want it to come from you. They don't want this picture perfect staged actor actress situation. They literally want to connect with you, and you are telling them something of value. Just like right now, I am connecting with you. I'm trying to give you something of value, right? So I just might not be as entertaining. Sorry, we should have worked on that. Next is the user generated content. So we're talking about testimonials, customer experiences, how you can harness this for what you're doing and for your brand. If you can find people to talk about you in an authentic way to the camera, people love that. Or maybe you want to send out a newsletter saying someone's so-and-so speaking about using my services and they were completely wowed. People love that. Again, they want the connection. They want to see it. They want to feel it. You know, a perfect example of connecting and how important it is I always talk about real estate because I used to be in real estate, and it was so funny because we'd send out all these flyers, and guess how many people picked up the phone for the flyer that landed on their doorstep? Guess how many calls I got in the 6 years that I was in real estate? I did over 30 million in transactions. Zero. Absolutely zero. But you know what I did do is I showed up and I went to the networking events and I door knocked and I did all the things that got me in front of people. And that was how I actually got most of my clients. So again, in your industry, how can you show up and connect with people? Sorry, I took a tangent from the edutainment, but I just feel like connection is so big right now. It's like what we're doing right now. I just really think it's important. So how do we make more money? Let's talk about some monetization trends for 2025. It's going to be the year, we've already seen it, but it is going to be the year of digital product domination. Everybody wants in on this passive income train. I say passive, we know it's never passive. You always have to work. You put it together, you promote it, but we're just going to use passive for now. We're talking about the digital products, right? We're talking about something that they can take, again, that lands in that educational capacity that they can use. Is it going to be how to start your sourdough bread starter? I mean, I don't know why I use that as an example. That is really out of my wheelhouse. But we are talking about subscriptions to what you have to offer, your services. We're talking about getting creative on how you can create this digital exchange of money and services or value. So maybe it's a community, maybe it is a course, right? And maybe you do first module, second module, third, and the marketing comes into play because you're going to tease that out. You're not going to just give it all at once. You're going to offer the freebie. Then you're going to offer the coming soon, get on the pre-wait list, right? Then you're going to unroll it for 24 hours, just 24 hours. And then you're going to take it away. And then you're going to say, oh my gosh, we are going to extend it for one more day, right? People, I'm telling you this because it works. It really does work. So certain brands that are using a lot of this social commerce and are really harnessing on making money. We talk about the Instagram's pay to play model, right? So influencers now earn their money through Instagram subscriptions and exclusive content. So one of the other trends that goes in with this is that brands, 2025, brands are now seeking out micro influencers and nano influencers over macro influencers. What does that mean? Macro influencers are historically people with 50,000 plus followers. Okay. So the big dogs, if you will. Brands are actually shying away from them because, again, connection, authenticity is trending right now. And you don't feel those with the big macro influencers. You do feel those with the micro influencers and the nano influencers. And I'm just going to go on a limb and say most of us probably fall in the nano, which is 0 to 10,000, or the micro, which is 10,000 to 50,000 followers. And I'm just using Instagram as the example. Obviously, TikTok and some of the other platforms are helpful in that. But it's something that's unique. It's something that's happening right now. And I don't think enough people know how to utilize that, how to optimize them, like how to reach out to brands, how to have a conversation with brands on their services or collaboration or cross promotion. And again, I do have a cheat sheet that I'd be happy to share with you. It's just a little template on how to approach brands. And it's very simple because, again, it's about connection and authenticity. It's, hi, it's me. I have this service or I have something that I'd like to offer and I really feel like we'd be a good fit. Who's the best person to contact, right? And again, going back to AI, if you go into ChatGPT and you say, I'd like to reach out some brands, I'd like to do some cross-promotional things, I would like to maybe get some sponsorship. This is what I do. These are my services. This is my niche. Maybe this is where I live geographically, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It will give you a list of brands or companies that they think that you should, AI thinks that you should reach out to. And it's actually very, very helpful. So we can mix all the trends together here. SEO and content marketing. We see a rise in voice searches and AI-powered SEO. So again, we're going back to the importance of being discoverable. So SEO is huge. It was huge in 2024. So this isn't a new trend, but it is one that is going to be here in 2025. It's not going away. So we're talking about, HubSpot. It dominates Google searches because it creates this high value long form blog content. So if you search something, HubSpot will be the first one to come up with their content. So when you are creating anything, you're going to make sure that you're using all of the keywords that someone would search for. So if I'm going to post something, I'm going to make sure I'm putting in marketing. I'm going to make sure it says creative. I'm going to make sure I sprinkle in digital. I might put in AI if that's what I'm speaking about. All of the things that will help that if someone's actually searching for you, they can actually find you, right? There's a connection there, and that's really important. I'll say that the other trend is this desire, again, the authenticity is, and the human connection. It's also staying ahead by thinking again of how you can be of value beyond the consumer, but for the world. We are here. We have one world. We are going to be change makers, and people hear that. So how can you be a change maker in what you're doing? What can you do to give back to your world, right? So Patagonia is a great brand. They have been sort of the pioneer of sustainable materials for their things, of their environmental activism, right? And I'm not saying that we all need to shift into our roles as activists or turn our roles into nonprofits, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just saying there's a component there, and we have the power when we connect and we're authentic, and we have this service, and we're connecting with the broader world, that we can offer something. So, and that is definitely a trend. And I really think that that's a powerful trend. And I think that, again, people will really respond when they see you being of service, giving your edutainment, and sprinkling in some good. I just think you can't go wrong there. That's a great recipe. And don't forget, the AI is helping you the whole time behind the scenes. No need to tell everybody. You don't have to announce the AI major caption, but it's behind the scenes and it's great. So we're going to stay ahead of the trends that are going to be coming in 2026. We're going to follow me because I'm going to tell you what they are as they come. But I'm subscribed to all the social media journals, the marketing, and I just feel like the more you know, the more you're going to succeed. And the more that you can bring your authentic, amazing self, you are going to do well. And it's not about how many eyes are on you. It's not about how many followers you have. It's not about how many clicks you get on that newsletter you sent. It's about the percentage of people that actually care and want to work with you and want to see what you have to offer. And I think sometimes we get caught up in that minutia. I think sometimes it's easy when we think of marketing that we just think the more we throw out there, the better. And I know a lot of people talk about consistency, right? I 100% agree that being consistent is very important. However, if you are being consistent, but you're not being authentic, if you're being consistent and it seems like salesy and pushy, if you're being consistent and you're not offering value, that's not going to get you anywhere. I would much rather have you do one post a week and one newsletter a month that is jam-packed with authenticity and value and maybe some edutainment like we talked about. And that would really, really be better than what I just spoke to before, right? The consistency without that to follow. So I want you to keep that in mind in all of your marketing efforts moving forward. I think big brands aren't doing anything that you can't do. They just have more resources. And the key is to use AI smartly and bringing yourself. People want to see you and they want to understand what you do. Don't forget that we know what we do because we think about it all day long, but you have to remember that in every interaction, you have to remind people what you do. They don't know. And I know at first it can feel a little uncomfortable. Hi, I'm Leah. I'm in marketing. I'm not saying you do it like that, but I'm just saying when you are presenting yourself to people, there's a way, and you do need to tell them what you do. And you can make it edutainment-ish, like we talked about. I think that with the right marketing, you're going to build a brand that people care about because you care about them. That's what I think. I think you're going to build something that is going to resonate with people. I'm sure you already have. Hello, you're propelling what you're already doing. Or maybe you're not there yet, but you're going to. Or maybe you are one of the big brands. Awesome. Tell us, right? But you are going to build something because you care, and in turn, people are going to care. And for marketing, like I said, I just can't say it enough. 2025, utilizing AI, being authentic, focusing on connections, making sure our SEO, making sure we are discoverable, and being proactive about reaching out for those brands or opportunities to cross promote or share whatever it is that you want to share, and be creative about it. Be as creative as you can. If you are a realtor, you know what? Do cross promotion with the dog walker. He's going to come, he's going to go to the houses, he's going to walk the dog, and he's going to be like, oh my gosh, I walk Leah Smith's dog over on Waybridge. Yeah, she's a realtor. She's amazing. She's great. You can get creative. I'm telling you. Creative Cabana. So I want your homework is to think about how you can take those trends that are going to dominate 2025 in the marketing world, and you're going to think about how you are going to make them personalized to you and what you are bringing as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. And I'm telling you, you're going to make that online money. You're going to make it.
Yes. Leah, you dropped so many nuggets. Like, I don't even know where to start. So, if you guys have questions, make sure that you drop them so that we can get them answered live before it's time for our next speaker at 1 o'clock. So, again, like I said, you dropped so many nuggets. So, my question is, as far as AI is concerned, when because you mentioned you have a lot of freebies. So where can we get those freebies from you? Like, do you have what's your website? Like, is it in your like your Instagram bio? Where do we find this stuff?
This is where that slide would be really helpful. Okay, get your pens and papers out. So the website is www.thecreativecabana.com. And you can contact me through there. You can see what I'm all about. You can actually, from there, you can get the AI freebie that I was talking about. And for other information, reach out to me at my DM on Instagram, which is at creative.cabana.
Awesome. So, guys, make sure you guys are following her. Make sure you get on that email list, all of that amazing stuff. And of course, all of the things that she talked about, the Vonza platform can help you do. So, again, if you have not checked out Vonza, put it on your list to do that. Don't do it right now, or you can do it right. No, don't do it right now at this very moment. Wait until we take a break so you don't miss any information from our speakers. But the questions are coming in. And of course, this is for you guys. This is her Instagram. So you guys go
almost
check that.
Cabana, not Cubana.
Oh, Cabana. Yeah. Spelled, yeah. Make sure you got the right spelling. So let me take that down. But we do have a question. The questions are starting to come in. So how does one overcome fear of being authentic?
That's a great question, because I think all of us on some level do have a fear. We are fear of rejection, of people making fun. I don't know what we think. We're afraid. We're afraid to show up.
Being judged.
Yes, exactly. But the number one way to get over that is to remember that there is someone out there who needs what you are offering. And that's the person you're speaking to. You're not speaking to the bully in 3rd grade that happens to be following you on Instagram now. You are speaking because you have something for that person, whatever that may be. And just practice. Honestly, it's a lot of practice too.
All right. Awesome. So since we're like on that topic, like I see some of the craziest stuff on social media, and I'm like, how does this person have so many followers? But it's because they are truly being their authentic self. Like, people love to be entertained. So, not saying that you have to go out there and act like super crazy, but you got to be a little bit entertaining. So, like, do you have any other tips for the person who is like just really shy and they want to hide behind the camera?
Yes, I know, because we're all afraid that we're not picture perfect, but nobody wants to see that anymore. They want you to see with the makeup off and doing the things. That's why all the B-roll right now is people making coffee in their kitchen or, in their robes or doing whatever. Honestly, I think the biggest advice is that you just have to remember who you are posting for and what they want. Again, this is not for your mom, maybe. Well, my mom would be biggest cheerleader, but I'm just saying you have to remember that who is your target audience and what do they want? Does your target audience want to see you in your robe? They want to say that you're real. We're talking about connecting, and you have to. I'm not saying no one needs to see me in my robe. But, maybe like a really fun beach cover up because I'm Cabana. No, I do think that this is something that could be a whole other segment on getting over the fear of putting yourself out there, because I know so many people struggle with it. And I would say you have to just day by day, little by little, incrementally show a little more. You don't have to just do it all once. You can just start by saying, I'm going to do a story of me in my car, right? Just step by step, day by day, until you start to feel comfortable. And you're going to get the feedback that your people want to see that. And so that's going to encourage you.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, I have noticed this trend lately on faceless pages. So back to the person that's like, I don't want to show my face. Guys, you can still make money and never show your face. Like there's YouTube channels that are completely faceless. They just show clips of like pretty background and they're monetizing, they're making money. So can you talk about that and how someone, if they really don't want to show their face, they can?
Yes, 100%. Because guess what? You can still be authentic without showing your face. You can still add value without showing your face. You can do a lot without showing your face. It's your tone, it's your voice, it's what you're putting out there. Pretty whispering trees, but you're talking about how one gets a better gut health, right? It's just, again, as long as you are focusing on the other aspects of the trends, you don't have to show your face. Just make sure that what you're doing is adding value and is authentic and maybe entertaining.
Got you. All right. Now, Leah, you did talk about your freebies, but what programs do you have, or like what services do you offer for those that want to work with you? Like, give us what you got.
Well, I do it all. No, we in the Cabana primarily work with small business launches. So you have an idea and you want to start your business, but you're a little afraid of what to do. I can help you on the marketing end with all the branding, website design, social media strategy, content, PR sprinkled in there. If you already have an established business, but you feel stuck or you're looking for a creative edge, I offer coaching, one-on-one sessions, or I can do packages for you. I can send you your social media content strategy month by month. I can give you ideas on how you can audit your current social media platforms. I can help audit your website. I can help write your newsletters. I do that for many clients. Marketing.
All right. So, guys, you heard it from the Creative Cabana. If you need help with your marketing, she's your go-to. Go check her out. Guys, just so you know, her Instagram page is like very curated. I'm like, it's so pretty. I love it.
It's the branding. It's the brand. It's the Cabana brand. Yeah.
Yes. So if you are interested in having a curated page, definitely make sure you are following. It's on point. But thank you so very much for sharing your wisdom with all the Vonzanites. Greatly appreciate that. We are going to get the next speaker up because I know you guys want to talk about that wealth building. So Leah, thanks so much. I'm gonna take you off so I can bring the next speaker up, and make sure you guys sharing this.
Thank you.
Guys, so we have our next speaker coming up. She's going to, give you all of the goodness when it comes down to building up your mindset. And so that way you can start being wealthy. We don't want to be rich. We want to be wealthy. There is a very big difference, okay? And we want to build wealth for ourselves. And so that way we can start creating that generational wealth. But in order for you to do that, you got to get your mind right. Mindset is the foundation for everything. So we have Dr. Kelly Cole coming up. So let me just bring her on video. Hello.
Hi. How's everybody? I told
wonderful.
Yes, so Kalai is my name. Kalai Shireen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, correct me.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's funny enough. I told Dr. Uwe that I would be moving around as I am an active entrepreneur and business owner. So I'm like heading out to do some stuff for my students. We have a major commencement ceremony happening this weekend along with a mixer. So I am like in motion right now. But hello, everyone. Hello.
That is fine. That is totally fine. We appreciate you, still fitting it into your schedule. So I'm gonna jump off and give you the stage. Guys, make sure you are taking notes so you can get all of these goodies.
Yes. So great afternoon, everyone. And like I said, I'm safe driving. So pardon me, but I really wanted to. I'm a woman of my word, right? And in business, I feel like my head's cut off. Like, hey, can you see me? I feel like you have to be a person of your word. And I love the speaker that I caught the ending of what she does is like marketing and sales. The great part about what I do is that I've always been on powerhouse panels and sponsored different expos, highlighting the fact that word of mouth is still a very strong tool. I have made millions of dollars basically off of providing great and stellar services off of word of mouth, literally servicing everybody from the grandmother down to the great granddaughter. So it's really about having a product that people can use and they can't even see themselves without it. You know what I mean? But it takes a certain level of, and I'll tell people my past was a colorful one, right? I'm a licensed nurse outside of being an entrepreneur. My master's is in counseling, my PhD is in business. And just outside of that, being a licensed cosmetologist, I was teaching at Empire Beauty School. It's very colorful, all of the avenues and industries that I've touched. But one thing I can say is that every person that has come in contact with me, they have left with something that was undeniably and it was something that they will never forget. So you have to make yourself memorable when people engage with you, no matter what it is. They can remember your face, they can remember how you made them feel in that moment. I want you to really hone in. Of course you need visual aids nowadays, and I'm like one of those people. I thank God that my network is so strong that I work referral based. So exclusivity is my model, is that you have to know someone that knows me in order to be in contact with me. That's just the way my model works. So I would suggest, if you guys are not in that space right now, and this is, of course, pursue all of these outlets that people have and they can make your systems and processes easy for you. I would definitely encourage that as well, because if you're not as strong as a person in delivery, I would highly suggest that you get those visual aids going, so that people can see you, in a different light and start to know, like, and trust you, virtually. But what I will say is, coming in contact with people organically is just simply my model. And also prayer. I have so many prayer points that I want to share with you guys, because without God, you can do nothing. Only what you do for God will last. I have made literally the people that are on this call, I'm sure they may have heard my story or may have not, is that you can make so much money, but if it's not in the right vein, so to speak, you'll lose it or you'll squander it. So make sure that you have the right prayer points as well. I'm going to share just a few of them with you today that I have said that has truly blessed my life and continues to bless my life. The first one, and I'll speak kind of slowly, so in case you guys are writing, you can catch it. So the first prayer point is going to be, God, I pray that you send someone who will use their influence, their power, their resources, and their affluence to bless me. And a lot of times, especially when we're leaders, we have a hard time with receiving, especially if you're a giver. I'm a big giver. I love to give. That's just my model. That's how I give love. That's how I receive love, is by giving. So I want you guys to really write that prayer down and say it and have faith. Faith without works is dead. You have to attach your faith and activate your faith to anything that you say. So I'm going to say the prayer again. God, please send me someone who will use their power, their influence, their resources, and their affluence to bless me. And I promise you, I guarantee you, if when you go to sleep at night and you wake up that morning, when you call for one, 1,000 will answer. And it's really that simple. Like God is, it's like we have so many weapons. I'm sure most of the people on this call are saved. If you are not, I would encourage you to get to know the Lord Jesus Christ, because he's just as active today as he was yesterday, and he will be forevermore. um Use your weapons. It says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. That means that anything, whatever you bind on this earth is also bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on this earth is also loosed in heaven. This in and out breath that we take is just literally God's consciousness. You have to understand that when he breathed that breath into Adam, that was that knowing. That was that we have the ability already. Like Satan tried to trick us out and say, oh, if you eat from this tree, you're going to be just like God. You're going to know all the things that God knows. No, we already had the consciousness of God the minute he breathed life into us. So I want you to understand that's why he said you were made in my image and my likeness. So you have to understand that it's not just and I want to be clear, I'm not talking about some, weird energy. To me, it's weird, but it's like, I'm not talking about weird energy where we're talking about mysticism and crystals and sage and all this. The power of God, the blood of God, the spirit of God is still active and moving, and he will move on your behalf, really, if you call out the word of God. I can't really give you a specific formula. I can give you prayers to actually say. Another prayer that I go into the courtrooms of heaven, and you guys may not have heard of this before. Some of you may have. Glory to God if you did. The same way we have to take everything practically. When we're listening to things or reading things theoretically, there's always a practical application that comes along with that. So when we're reading it theoretically, it will say we are entering into his gates with thanksgiving. That means that we are saying hallelujah. We are saying thank you, God. But he said into his courts, literally. He's talking about a court. There's a courtroom in heaven. You know how Johnny Cochran will walk into a courtroom and win your case? There is literally Jesus seated at the right hand of the Father, who God himself, that is your attorney. Every case that you have in heaven is won through the blood of Jesus. I want you to understand that. So when you go into the courts, you are asking God, God, please forgive me from any sin, iniquity, transgression, trespass that may be valid, because Satan, who is your prosecutor, he is coming into the courtroom with his best Givenchy suit on, and he is presenting, and I'm being funny, but literally he's coming in there with valid cases. How do we know this? Because when Job was tested, we heard that he went to God, right? And he said, it's nobody out here that's going to serve you. And he's like, have you considered my servant Job? So that means that he has to get permission from God to do the things that he does. He has to get permission to hold back our wealth. He has to get permission. You understand? Please get this, guys. He has to actually go. And if he has valid proof on you, valid proof meaning whether you had hatred in your heart towards someone, whether you are harboring unforgiveness, whether it's just your past, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, it doesn't mean whoever it is, release it. Go into that courtroom of heaven and literally present your case and plead and actually repent. Repent means that you're stopping, you're turning around, and you're trying not to do it again. And it's not that you won't stumble and fall. The Bible says, should we continue so much in sin that grace may abound? That means that don't keep doing it. If you slip up and you fall, we all fall short of the glory of God. Go back into that courtroom immediately and say, God, I messed up today. I didn't do as best as I possibly could. However, Satan has a valid case in this courtroom, and I'm asking for the blood of Jesus to cover these charges, because he said he paid all of the charges. He's talking about, you got to get this in your mind conceptually, that this is something practically that he's talking about in this dispensation of time right now. So the blood of Jesus literally covers every manner of sickness, every manner of your wealth being held up. He said the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Right now, it is being a divine transference. I have always walked in it. Praise God. I made my first 500,000 at 18 years old. So I'm telling you that I have walked in these principles. God has coached me in these principles. my entire life, and I can't thank him enough. I share them with as many people as I possibly get. That is the strategy to wealth. You cannot do anything underneath heaven. Of course you can. Satan has his own gifts, but they will not last. They won't be sustainable. You'll always be back to robbing Peter to pay Paul, or back in a hardship situation. But when you are actually actively using your weapons every single day, he's so frustrated with you. He's like, I can't win a case. My firm is losing with this girl. My firm is losing with this guy. I haven't won a case in years. And guess what? Should you forget, I'm going to give you another principle that it says in the Bible. It says that fret not that the enemy steals from you, for he will have to repay 7 times over in Jesus' name. I need you to declare that with your mouth. Literally, on this call today, under the sound of my voice, I need you to profess, Satan, I command you to give me back everything you stole from me 7 times over. And I'll give you an example. It's like if I come into your home and I say, you know what? Let me see, Carmen, I want this refrigerator, and I'm actually going to wheel it out. And you just say, oh, you know what? It's okay. Dr. Kalai just came in here and took my refrigerator. I'm just going to go. I'm going to call and have a new one delivered from Best Buy. You will be looking like, girl, no, go get your refrigerator. You just had one. Why would you be replacing something that you already had? Why are you comfortable with letting the enemy take what was yours? And so many of us, we make money and then it goes to an unexpected bill, a family member in need, a unexpected car accident, all these kinds of things. That is Satan literally stealing your finances, and you're claiming it as God had provision. That is not so. That is not so. He didn't provide the provision for it to be snatched up by an inconvenient circumstance. You call out Satan that he is taking what is yours. Serve notice to him that you have stolen something from me, from my finances, from my children, from my marriage, from my family. You have to use your weapons. I can't stress this enough. That if he takes something, you say, Satan, I'm going to say it again because you guys need to have this. This is the key to wealth. I can't tell you another strategy but this. Satan, I command you to give me back everything that you have stole from me 7 times over in Jesus' name. If you have not implemented that in your prayer practice, you have not implemented that in your day-to-day talk, I would highly suggest that you start doing it now, because you will see your fruits start to change. You will see monetarily that everything that you have is now staying with you. It's not being swallowed up. It's not being taken away. It's not being sent to your kids that needed something at the dorm. It's not being sent, just off to, no, you will have more than enough. The Bible says that we are to live an abundant life. If you are underneath heaven, then you should have an abundant life. Heaven is not broke, and the angels are not on welfare. I need you guys to really understand that when you are professing that you are a child of God, there should be no lack. There should be you should never say out of your mouth, I don't have, or I don't know where I'm going to get it from. I don't know how. God, that is not the language of heaven. That is not the language of the children of heaven. And it's like, I don't want you to make the kingdom of heaven look bad if we're not using our weapons. So on this call, I pray earnestly that you get the points, because there's certain strategies of Satan, but God also said that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We are wrestling against principalities, rulers, and high places, the new leadership, all of this stuff. That shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't matter that Trump is in office or Biden is in office, Ronald Reagan. It doesn't matter who was in office. It's that God was always on the throne. Those things don't mean a thing to a believer. Because honestly, every time a bad president, Clinton, it didn't matter who was in office, I made plenty of money. And this is not new to me. Like I said, I will be 40 years old this year. Glory be to God, Lord willing. And I made my first $500,000 at 18. This is not something that I have to rehearse, something that I have to memorize a script. This is embedded in me. The Bible says the word that I hid in my heart that I might not sin against it. It is already a part of my DNA. And thankfully so, yes, I do come from a lineage of millionaires, and now having a aunt who is now the COO of Dow Chemical, and having her oversee $26 billion. I know that that is on my life. I know that that is on my life. I want you guys to understand the strategies of wealth is getting in the word. The more words you have in your heart, the more word that's going to come out. The word is the life. The word is the life. I can't stress that to you enough. That is the strategy, the word of God. The more words you have in to combat what is happening in your life, in your situation, the more you will see just what God can do underneath heaven. And I hope I'm making sense to you guys. I hope it's clicking to you guys. Like I said, if you haven't done it already, this is your clarion call. This is your notice to start saying, I need to open my mouth. And like I said, I hear so many prayers, especially nowadays. I want to tap into that as well, is that I hear so many people praying vain prayers. The Bible says there's something called vain prayers, and vain is not talking about vanity, like, oh, I look good, I'm understood. And no, vain prayers is that we're just doing like utterances that don't even make sense under heaven. It sounds good. These are eloquently put speeches, but heaven is not translating that. He's not translating it, because you're not combating it with his word. It's not our words that have power, it's his. So all you have to do is repeat back his word to heaven, and it will transcend down here on earth. I can guarantee you that. And I want to prophesy that if you start to use it, like I said, by today, when you wake up tomorrow, you will see a difference. And I see you guys dropping it in the chat. Satan, I command you to give me back what you have stolen. Make sure you add 7 times over. Get your stuff. The Bible says that it's 7 times. So if he took something from you, you should get it back 7 times over in Jesus' name. Make sure you add 7 times, because that's what the word says. And I'll even give you an example. I just flew back in Bangkok. Going to Bangkok, my luggage was stuck in Shanghai, and I was just literally, I had a lot of expensive purses in there, a couple of my good Chanel bags and things like that, and I was like, oh, Satan has played a game. I left Bangkok, went to Shanghai, then I went to LA. And I said, by the time I got to LA, one of my suitcases were busted open, and my clothes were just wrapped up, and it was wrapped up in China, saran wrap. And I immediately said, and my other bag was gone, a bag that's just as tall as me. I'm only 5'5", a suitcase that was as tall as me. I was bringing back a bunch of gifts for my friends and family. And I said, Satan, I said this in front of the customer service at Delta. I said, Satan, I command you to give me back everything you stole from me 7 times over in Jesus' name. So, and I went home. By the next morning, my luggage was at my front door, delivered by Delta. My phone had got disconnected from T-Mobile because I had to call Shanghai to get a power of attorney for them to release my luggage. Only had 24 hours to do this, or they would have kept my luggage. And we overcome by our testimony. So I want you guys to hear just how I got 7 times over. So I got my luggage back delivered to my door within 24 hours. T-Mobile decided that they wanted to cut my phone off because of the international charges that I had now made on my plan. So I hung up, I called them, I said, hey, I'm supposed to have a travel pass. I got charged all these exponential charges. And the lady said, you know what? I'm going to remove the charges right now, but I also see that you are eligible for a new iPhone 16 for free. So mind you, we got 2 back, right? Then she said, also, I see that you're eligible on your business line for a $150 Visa gift card that you can use. That's 3. Then she said, I'm going to actually, when you get the new iPhone 16, it's actually going to lower your phone bill by $69. That's four. You're not, you guys, are you hearing? Is it registering? Is it registering? Right? Is it registering? I literally sat there and I said, I needed a new phone for my son. His phone was cracked. So we don't like the process of how God does things because we like that control. But literally my luggage was held up in Shanghai because it got me a new phone that I was already in need of for my son. And I was able to use the 16, gave him my 15, and now he has a new phone. Got a Visa gift card, my luggage untapped, unbothered, everything in its rightful place, and delivered to my door, my front door. I did not have to move, didn't have to go back to the airport, nothing. Then I got a lowered bill by $69. And glory be to God, they just charged me $34 yesterday I have 4 lines and my phone bill is $34. And I'll tell you another thing. I now live off the complete grace of God. I got a door knock at my door from the community that I live in. And they said, hey, Dr. K, can you step out in the hallway? We want to talk to you. And I said, you want to talk to me about what? What is going on? What happened? And they said, your name, we thought about you because the events that you put on, we've never seen before. And we want to offer you a free unit here. You can Airbnb it. You can do whatever you like. It's yours. We'll put it under abatement. And mind you, my face is like, what are you saying? And me? You want me to do this? He said, yes. And we'll actually put in a budget to pay you. And I said, oh, me? He said, yes. Literally, I signed the abatement on Monday. Signed the abatement on Monday. So are you guys doing the math? Are you guys doing the math? Are you guys doing the math? I literally, all of my help comes from the Lord. Every last piece. Every last piece. All of my help comes from the Lord. Get in the word. You will literally, they used to say back in the day, you will live off the fat of the land. You will live off of the word of God. You will live off of the living, breathing word of God. I now have no bills because I recovered all. I claimed back my stuff. I no longer have a bill. The budget, because I'm a master negotiator, when he told me the budget, he said, I have to present this to regional to get it affirmed. And he said, once I present it to regional, I have to get it approved. He called me, he said they approved the budget as well. And I even threw in, I said, God, I have a storage unit. I said, and they upped it $100. It went from $250 to $350. And I said, God, that's a lot for a storage. And don't you know, after I signed the abatement, he said, and let me walk you over to your brand new storage unit. So understand that that's 7 times over in Jesus' name. You have to call out your weapons. It's that simple. It's that simple. Did y'all hear that testimony? You have to use your weapons. Now the budget pays for my car. The house is free. Are you guys hearing me? The storage is free. I live off the grace of God. And every dollar that I make goes to whatever. Back into my school, back into my businesses. Hear me good. That's the wealth strategy. That's the wealth strategy. You want one? That is one right there.
All right.
I hope I didn't take too much time.
No, you are good, but we're definitely going to make sure that we stay on track. So, you guys, I hope you got that. I really hope that you got it because she was preaching. um, so, just for the sake of time, if you guys have questions, make sure that you do drop them. But can you tell people where to find you and what programs you
Yes.
currently have going on that they can sign up for?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram. It's KEL_LI Shireen. It's SHERRENE. I currently own a school, called Good Life Christian University. Like I said, we're having one of the biggest commencement ceremonies this weekend known to man. I'm sure you guys will see it in that viral moment. Um, oh my gosh, we're just a number of things that we have, but that is my primary focus right now is Good Life Christian University. Sign up for a program, a counseling package, a degree program, coaching session. If you want a coaching session with me one-on-one, there's a link in my bio. When you click it on my profile, I would love to talk to you and just dial further into what you have going on. I actually help people start and develop businesses nationwide. I have ghostwritten over 23 books for Lee Daniels, a bunch of major people in the industry. And I just want you guys to really just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Everything that you want wants you to. I love you guys.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so very much. Guys, make sure that you go and follow. And I really hope that you got that 7 times, because I'm going to be praying on that when I have things go crazy 7 times. I want it back 7 times over, right?
Yes,
All right. So thank you
yes,
so
yes,
much.
yes, yes.
Drive safe and have an amazing day,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you.
Yes.
I hope again, guys, I hope you got it. And if you have questions, drop them and we will make sure that they definitely do get answered. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to get some more knowledge on AI, because it's it is taking over. And I feel like technology changes so fast and I feel like I am behind. So I'm super excited for this next speaker. She has been killing it. She's been all over the place lately. I learned about her on social media and I've been following, and I'm like she's just doing the thing. So I'm gonna bring her up and I'm gonna let her give you the rundown all about her, because she has so much going on and she's about to drop these nuggets. So let me bring Alicia up on screen. Hello.
Hello, how are you? How are you? Thank you so much for the invite to be here today. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
I'm super excited. And I know that you have some slides that you definitely want to show us. So I'm gonna jump off and I'm just gonna give you this stage, because I know that you have a flight to catch and we want to make sure you do not miss that. And while you introduce, I'm going to bring your slides up as well. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia Little. I'm excited to be here today. I'm in Washington, D.C. right now because we just did a AI event here, and literally as soon as this is over, I'm shutting my laptop, getting in an Uber, and headed to the airport. So, what am I going to teach you today? First of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, and I'm excited. I'm excited that you're here to learn about artificial intelligence. So AI is my passion and I love teaching people about it. So today I'm going to teach you, like, really quick, I'm going to teach you how to create things like ebooks with artificial intelligence. Then we're going to get into different ways to make money with AI, like just some other ideas for you. How many of you are really looking to leverage AI to make some money? Just say money, money in the chat. I want to see who's saying money, 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 money. All right, perfect. All right. So again, Alicia Little, I am commonly known as the queen of AI because I'm so addicted to it. And when I think about my first ebook, it took me about 7.5 months to write it. And then when I mastered writing with ChatGPT, you can write plenty of ebooks in the exact same day, but there is a method to making sure that your ebooks come out quality. Nobody knows that they're written with AI because it's not by AI, it's with AI, and all that good stuff. All right. So here we go. And so can I change my slides myself or do you change the slides? That was my question on Wave. Let's see. Maybe I change them myself. So if we go to the next,
You can actually change.
Okay.
You should be able to change them yourself.
Okay.
If not, just let me know and I will change it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at where it changes. Hang on one
So
second.
it's right on the screen. It says slide 1. Can you see it?
You know what? It doesn't say that for me, and I'm not sure why. Hang on.
Okay, that's fine. Just give me the thumbs up and I'll change your slide for you.
All right.
Problem.
Perfect. I'm looking at this, but okay. All right. So I don't see it. Where is slide one? But okay, so the first thing that you need to do when working with ChatGPT is train ChatGPT in your unique voice. So this is about training ChatGPT to have your personality and your expertise and your style. So you probably seen that people go to ChatGPT and they will just ask ChatGPT to do something without training it. But the key is for you to really train ChatGPT to do the work for you. So when you go to ChatGPT, you want to tell ChatGPT that you would like for ChatGPT to be your ghostwriter. And you tell ChatGPT, I will be giving you my bio and transcripts of trainings that I've done so that you can write for me, as me, and then you ask ChatGPT, do you understand? So what we do before we go to ChatGPT to get it to write anything is we train it. So that is the first step. I'm going to put that in the chat. Like, train it is step number one. So that's step number one on what you have to do. All right, let's go to the next slide. And then the question then becomes, how do you get AI to be more human and less robotic? And so now I'm going to walk you through the training process slowly. Okay, next slide. So if you don't have a ChatGPT account, does anybody here not have a ChatGPT account? It's okay if you don't. I just need to know, how simple to keep it. So I'm wondering if anybody doesn't have a ChatGPT account here. All right, okay, you guys have one. So if you don't, you go to chatgpt.com, and then next slide. And then the most important thing to know when working with AI is that the instructions that you give it are very important. And this is called a prompt. So prompt is the instructions you give it on what to do. Next slide. So here's a really good example for me. This is like a use case for me. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write a speech for me about AI in the workforce. I'm not going to train it. I just opened up a ChatGPT session and said, write a speech for me about AI in the workforce. Okay, next slide. So now ChatGPT wrote the speech, and I'm going to read part of the speech to you so that you can hear how it sounds and tell me what you think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests, today I stand before you to discuss a subject that's reshaping the very foundation of our workplaces and, by extension, our society. Artificial intelligence, or AI. Gosh. In this era of rapid technological advancement. So what we're reading right here is very generic, very robotic writing. Does everybody see that? It's like so generic, so robotic. And we never want to write like this. Okay, go to the next slide for me, please. Because this type of writing puts everybody to sleep. Not just me and you, but it puts everybody to sleep. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So this is what we call generic robotic writing. Has anybody here ever received something from somebody who's written with AI and you knew they wrote it with AI? You're like, you wrote that with ChatGPT. You could totally tell that it was written by ChatGPT. Of course, we all have. So let's go to the next slide. So what I did was I put this in an AI detector called Content at Scale. Called Brandwell.ai. That's the new brand of them. And it came back as written by AI. And that is not a surprise. Okay, next slide for me. So I always tell people, don't do this. We never want to write as if we're writing with AI, right? We don't want to do that. Okay, next slide. So here is your magic prompt number one. So you're going to give this prompt to ChatGPT. And this is what I mentioned in the beginning. I would like for you to write for me as my ghostwriter. I'll be giving you my bio to get to know me and 2 transcripts of trainings that I've done or articles that I've written so that you can learn about me and learn about my writing and teaching style and tone so that you can write for me, as me, do you understand? Boom. And next slide. ChatGPT then will come back and say it understands. And now it is your duty to give it what you said you would give it. So I'm going to give it my bio so it can get to know me. And I'm going to give it 2 transcripts of trainings that I've done. So when you look at the content that you give it, in this case, I'm going to give it transcripts because I'm a speaker and a teacher first and foremost. So to get my true style so that you can emulate me, so that you can copy me, my true style is going to be held in my speaking. So I give it my bio, and 2 trainings. Boom. All right, next slide. And then here is magic prompt number 2. I tell ChatGPT, how would you describe my writing style and tone? How would you describe my content style to someone who wanted to write exactly like me? What phrases do I often use? How do I start a conversation? And how do I end one? All right, next slide. So I give that to ChatGPT and it's going to run through it. And then let's go to the next slide and see the magic. Here it is. ChatGPT defined my writing style and tone. It says I'm conversational and friendly, instructive and expert, enthusiastic and positive. My content style is explorative and creative, solution oriented. So it took from my transcripts I gave it, it took all of that information and defined my style and tone. Next slide. Watch this. It says I start and end a conversation this way. Can you see that? How does it say I start a conversation? I start a conversation by saying, hey, hey, and I end a conversation by saying, bye for now. So, hey, hey, and bye for now. This is the AI really understanding my style and tone so it can write like me, and we're going to put it to the test. Okay, next slide. You guys ready for the test? It's like time to test it. Somebody say go in the chat. If you're ready for me to test it, say go, because here is the test. And once we test it, you're going to see the crazy difference in the content. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so I gave it to ChatGPT and I say, do this for me. Okay, next slide. And then here is the final result. Here is the final result. Hey, it's Alicia. You know, diving into the world of AI in the workplace is like opening a door to a room filled with gadgets you never knew you needed, but now can't live without. It's exciting, a little mind-blowing, and honestly, a total game changer. So buckle up and let's dive into this together. So I want to go down to the 3rd paragraph. It starts off, but hold up. Before you start thinking, wait, you see how it did, but hold up? So does ChatGPT ever write like that and say, but hold up? Does it ever do that? Does it ever say, but hold up? No, this is my style and tone. This is how I talk. Not how you talk. This is how I talk because I trained it in my style and tone. All right. So it says, but hold up. So now let's go to the next slide. Thank you. And then at the end, it says bye for now. So it started off with hey, hey, and it ended with bye for now. It put in those little phrases I say like, but hold up, all right. And you can see that all throughout this content. So the content is so much different than when it was just generated by ChatGPT before training it. Okay, next slide. So when we look at the before and after, pay attention really quickly. And I want you to tell me what differences you see. Here's the before. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests, today I stand before you to discuss a subject that's reshaping the very foundation of our workplace and by extension, our society. So first of all, I would never address an audience, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests. Never in my life have I done that. And then I would never say, and by extension, discuss a subject that's reshaping the very foundation of our workplace, and by extension, like I would never say that. And so we see a lot of things in here that are not me, not my style and tone. But let's look at the after. That was the before. Boom, push it away. It's not good. Here's the after. Hey, it's Alicia. You know, diving into the world of AI in the workplace is like opening a door to a room filled with gadgets you never knew you needed, but now can't live without. It's exciting, a little mind-blowing, and honestly, a total game changer. So let's buckle up. Okay, and then look at paragraph 3. But hold up. So do you see the difference? Yes or no in the chat. Do you see the difference between the before and the after? There is a huge difference between the before and the after. And the after is what you get when you train the AI, when you train ChatGPT, and the content you produce from now on is so personalized. And then to go even deeper, as you ask it to write for you, interject a personal story. So you're going to say, write about AI in the workplace and incorporate the story of the first time that I really saw AI as being powerful in the workplace. And this was it, blah, 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 blah. And I tell my story. And there we go. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. I put it into an AI content detector and it came back as passing as human. So even though this content was written by AI, it came back as passing as human. Why do you think? Because it was written with a human. It's written in conjunction with me as a human, right? It's written in my human style and tone, not ChatGPT style and tone, my human style and tone. You have to do the same process for yourself. Okay, next slide. Yeah, that's how I felt when I first figured this out. The face of shock. All right, next slide. So I want you to think about what you can write now. What type of content can you write now that will change everything for you? You could do your proposals, your speeches, your presentations, your emails, your sales copy. But the key really is you could write anything and everything. Anything and everything. Now, with ChatGPT, once you train it in your style and tone, could you now write your next ebook? Yes. And how fast could you do it? As fast as you can sit down at the computer and start the process. Because now it's trained in your style and tone, you're not going to get that ChatGPT generic content output. Good? Okay. So here's kind of the magic to creating your first ebook fast. First, you're going to create your outline. Just ask it to create your outline for you. It'll give you a table of contents, and that really becomes your roadmap for the entire project. It will write your chapters for you. And with each section, I would recommend that you tell it, I would like for you to write my chapters for me. And I would like 7 chapters with 5 subsections each. And when you do that, 7 chapters, 5 subsections each, this is when you get a longer output, and then ask it to give you 1,000 words in each subsection, and your ebook will be done. Okay, then polish and refine, review, refine, and prepare your ebook for publication. It's fast and easy. So you can even try this prompt. Create a simple ebook outline on your topic. Mine would be AI in the workplace, and include 5 chapters. Boom, good to go. We're happy. All right, next slide. So monetizing AI expands your digital empire. So here are some other ways to monetize AI. And in the next 9 minutes, I'm going to run through them really quickly. Number 1 is ebooks. You know that you can sell ebooks. You can sell them on Amazon. You can sell physical books. So ebooks, really easy to create. Number 2 is digital art. I'm not much of an artist, but I am now with AI. And I have coloring pages on Etsy that sell every single day. So passive. I put it up 2 years ago, still selling every single day. It's crazy. So you can generate sellable art with AI tools. I'll talk about the ones that I like in just a minute. And the next one is online courses. So scale your knowledge through structured learning experiences. And I create online courses. So I'm just going through some of my revenue models here. And number 4 is membership. So I create content with AI and put that in my membership platform. And the last is coaching. So leverage AI to enhance your personal services, so your coaching services and that sort of stuff that you do. So I sell ebooks, I sell digital art, I have online courses that I sell, I have memberships, monthly memberships that I sell, and then I sell coaching, consulting, that sort of stuff as well. And this is how AI has helped me to monetize and expand my digital empire. And sure, on my slides, so Vonza has the slides. If you want to share them with the people, you're welcome to. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So one of the ideas is selling AI art on Etsy. You can generate images in Ideogram, Midjourney, or Canva AI. I will say that I love ideogram.ai, so write that down, IDEOGRAM.ai. Oh my gosh, this site creates amazing images. So, and this is where I've created all my images for my coloring book pages. Oh, and some on midjourney.com as well. But ideogram is really good at putting words on images as well, which the other sites are not good at. Here is the secret sauce to creating better images on ideogram. So if I wanted to create an image of a plant in a pot, and that's about as good as I can make my description, I'm going to go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to create a prompt for the AI image site, ideogram.ai, that will help to create an image of a plant in a nice pot, and a table plant in a nice pot. And ChatGPT will give you an amazing prompt that you put in ideogram to create an amazing image. Just a quick tip. So you can sell your prints as digital downloads, or, people can get it print on demand or put it on different products. I sell mine as digital downloads. And so, and you earn profits as people buy your AI generated art creations. Okay, next slide. So digital courses, you can sell these courses on udemy.com just as an idea, but you can also sell them on your own website or your, different places that you want to sell them. So AI will outline, just like it will outline your book, it can outline your whole curriculum for course content. You just have to provide your topic. So you can generate scripts, slides, and exercises for each part of the content that you're creating, which we call modules. And you can record the content, like sit at your computer and record. I will tell you my absolute favorite tool for recording content that has a lot of AI built into it is called Loom, Loom, at loom.com. So write that down. If you don't know Loom, it will change your life. You will thank me later. And so you can record the content using like Zoom or Loom, and then you can publish the content, upload it to Udemy, and start earning, with every person who enrolls. So udemy.com is just an easy platform to use to get people to, purchase your product, and you don't have to create your own membership site and that sort of stuff. Okay, next slide. So monetization idea number 3 is membership communities. So people love to get, they're going to love you if you haven't created a community yet. If you already have a community, you know that they already love you. But create membership communities for 2 reasons. 1, the people who enjoy buying from you want to buy from you more. Number 2, and it's a great way to organize everything. Number 2, recurring revenue is gold for entrepreneurs. What do I mean by recurring revenue? So in one of my membership sites, I charge $37 a month. So $37 a month every month. So now I know what my monthly income is going to be from that revenue source. This is something we call the AI Experts Club. So I know how many members I have and how much they pay a month. Okay. So build your tribe. And then I will say there's a lot of different membership softwares. One that's really popular right now is called School, SKOOL.com. Then you can do AI generated content. So deliver fresh, there you go. You can sell it on Vonza. So there you go. Do it on Vonza. Here is your blueprint to sell everything on Vonza. So then you deliver fresh, valuable material consistently without burnout. Because you are creating material once for, even if you have 10,000 members, but you create it once. So that's what we like about, like once a month, you're creating content for your community. And then I said recurring revenue. Predictable income is key for entrepreneurs. So turn that passion into steady monthly profits with platforms like Vonza. You got Vonza right there. So make sure that you guys do that. All right, next slide. So the next monetization idea is, I'm just putting some fresh ideas into here too, is AI-powered newsletters. So you can create newsletters and people will pay for your newsletters, or you put affiliate links in your newsletters and have your newsletters be free. And you can really build engaged audiences with your newsletters. Now, ChatGPT can generate all the content for your newsletters, which is amazing, and your articles and that sort of stuff, making your life a lot easier. And there's different ways that you can monetize that model: selling your course, selling your ebooks in the newsletters, selling affiliate products, having sponsored content. That means people pay for you to promote them in your newsletter and that sort of thing. Okay, next slide. And then the last monetization idea in this journey right here is AI-powered coaching, because people really want more coaching from you. So how can you give them more? You can use AI to help you with every aspect of your coaching. So one of the things that I love to do is creating frameworks and client resources with ChatGPT or any AI tool, because it takes minutes instead of days. So let's say, I don't know what you all do here, but let's say that you want to teach your clients how to publish their book. You can tell ChatGPT, My name is, let's see. My name is Minor. All right, Minor. Okay, so my name is Minor, and I am a coach, and I would like a coaching framework that is based upon my style of coaching. And my style of coaching for my clients is that number one, they need to think about the problems they solve. Number two, they need to put the solutions in place for that problem. And number three, they need to remember that the bigger the problems they solve, the more money they'll make. And so ChatGPT will take that information and create Minor's own framework for his coaching practice. So it will be called the whatever framework. And that is his framework that he's developed with ChatGPT that he can now use for his coaching business and that sort of thing. So it's really cool that you can do those types of things. AI chatbots can provide your clients with 24/7 support. We do have that. All of our material in our coaching program, you can ask a chatbot questions on it anytime, which has decreased our customer service, which is amazing. And then you can scale your coaching practice, and you can even charge more premium pricing for those sort of things. Okay. I think the last slide might be coming up if there's another slide. Okay. So it's time to build your AI powered empire. Start off with something simple. If you don't have an ebook yet, start off with an ebook. You can put it on Vonza. Choose one monetization method. So pick the strategy that aligns with your strengths and interests. And here is the key: money loves action. So take action immediately. I know that you have ideas now on digital books that you can create and courses that you can create, memberships that you can create. So don't wait till tomorrow. You need to start now. Don't wait for perfect conditions. You've got this. The AI revolution is happening. So jump in. You know how to train AI now. So train it to create that content for you. And you'll be able to ride the AI wave. Next slide. Is there any more slides? Oh, okay. So this is just if you'd like my free ebook for being here today, then you can grab my free ebook. It's at alicialittle.com/free ebook. It's called ChatGPT Made Easy, and it will help you to take ChatGPT to a whole new level. I go over things like how to write your sales letters, how to write your content, and then you can take all of that content you create, and then create your ebooks and your courses and put them on Vonza and make that money. So if you have any questions now, I'm open to questions, but I just wanted to say, Lanisha, thank you so much for having me here. Shout out to Vonza. This is the best time right now for people to create content and sell it and put it online. So I'm excited for the journey that all of your viewers need to be on.
Yes, absolutely. So if you have been sitting on the fence of whether or not you should upgrade to be a VIP, like, now is the time to do it. She just dropped so much information that, like, it's going to be hard for you to remember. So you asked about the slides. Yes, if you upgrade to be a VIP, you will have access to those slides, as well as you will get the have access to this replay. And that is what you want. So thank you so very much. Like, I learned so much. So if you guys have questions, again, she has a flight to catch, and we want to also make sure that we are staying on time. So let's bring up these questions really, really quickly so she can, answer them.
Yeah.
All right. First question is, what would you recommend, ChatGPT or DeepSeek?
Right. So DeepSeek is great. If you guys don't know about DeepSeek, you can go to chat.deepseek.com to get access to DeepSeek. It's out of China. It's a newer AI model. I still love ChatGPT because I know it very well and I'm able to train it. So I tell people, try them both and see which one you love the most. If you're willing to pay and you spend $20 to get ChatGPT, and you use version 4.5 and click that button for deep research, it beats DeepSeek. In all tests that we've done, the content output beats DeepSeek. But if you're comparing free to free, they're both kind of head to head.
Okay. Next question. What would you say to people who are scared of using AI?
All right. So here's the message. For those that are scared of using AI, AI isn't a fad. It is here. It is trending upwards. It's only going to get more integrated into everything that we do. If you're working somewhere right now and you're not integrating AI, the possibilities is that you're going to lose your job to someone who is using AI. If you're in business and you're not using AI, you're going to lose business to your competitor who is. You have no choice. You have no choice. This is the AI revolution that we're in right now. So you need to jump on the train, ride the train. You know, in revolutions, how progress is always made. This is one of those revolutions with progress, and this is it. AI, it's here to stay, and you have to jump in. So if you're scared of it, just think of one small action you can take to make you more comfortable with it. Ask ChatGPT to write a poem for you. Make sure it's in your style and tone. Think of something that you want, that you love, something that's a hobby that will help you to say, oh, I know, I can see how I can use this.
Okay, awesome. One last question, guys, before we bring up our next speaker. Do you think AI needs to be regulated by the government?
Yeah, really great question. Certain aspects, absolutely. And there needs to be penalties for people who are misusing AI, using AI to scam. You know, scammers have been here all. God, I don't like scammers, but there needs to be laws against people who are using deep fakes to scam other people. So yes, there does need to be some government regulation so that we do have penalties for those who misuse and abuse artificial intelligence.
All right, awesome. Thank you so very much for educating us. Yes, the queen of AI has graced the Vonza stage, and I'm so super excited. And guys, if you did not know, Vonza is integrated with AI. So that is another reason for you to go ahead and sign up for your Vonza account, as well as right now throughout the conference, throughout the summit, we're offering 50% off for the first 3 months. And there's different packages. So you pick the one that works best for you. And hold on, let me take this down so you guys can see, and you use that coupon code right there. So thank you so very much. Catch your flight. Don't be late.
Bye, everybody.
And I will talk to you later.
Okay, sounds good. Bye. Bye for now.
All right, guys. So we can keep this thing going. I'm going to be bringing up our next speaker here. And super excited because I know that there's so many entrepreneurs out there who have imposter syndrome and you struggle to get over that. And in order for you to hit your goals as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to evolve into the next level that you need to evolve into. And our next guest is going to tell you all about that. She is going to get you right. So let's bring her onto the live stream. Hello, Christina.
Hello, it's lovely to be here. Thank you so much for having me, everyone. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. And guys, she's in the UK right now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that at first that we were on complete different time schedules. So I am excited. I'm super excited, to have you. So we can make sure that you get all of your time in. I'm going to, leave the stage, and it's going to be all you to give us this rundown on how we can, level ourselves up and stop, delaying our success because of this nasty thing called imposter syndrome.
Ooh, I love that. All right. So, hi, everybody. It's great to be here. I'm Christina Fletcher. I am an energy alignment coach. I also do some energy healing. So, if you're into Reiki or anything like that, that's kind of also my game. But alignment is really my passion, making sure that you are stepping into your not only the version of yourself you want to be, but also the version of yourself that you came to be, the version of who you really are, and making sure that you step onto your greatest stage. So, we were just talking a little bit about how, you're really here. You want to break past all of that imposter syndrome, and you want to make sure that you line up to your success. So what exactly does it mean to align to your success? Well, a good thing to actually have a clear definition of what that is what your success really is. So you're going to want to make sure you understand what success is to you, and also why you want the success that you're looking for. Hi, it's great to be here. So what does that mean? Well, I just heard someone talk about this the other day, and I thought this was so profound. First thing that you want to actually get rid of, and the reason your why you want it, when you're exploring your why you want to actually do the thing you're wanting to do, the key to actually explore is to look out for any of the whys that symbolize doing it because of significance or doing it because of validation. What that means is you can't align to your success if you're doing it for validation from other people. You can't align to your success if you're doing it to show the world that you can. And you also can't do it if you're if you're wanting it because of a sense of significance, of like, well, this will give me purpose. This will make me feel worthy. You have to look at those steps first. You want to make sure that you are actually doing what you're doing and aligning to the success of your best self by first making sure that you are doing what is your burning yes. This is what I have to do. This is what business makes sense to me. This is what I wake up excited about. So you're looking for your excitement, you're looking for your passion, you're looking for that purpose. And if you start to find that you're doing something because it's just validating to other people, that it makes you feel like you're hitting all the marks, that other people will approve of you, it's impossible to fully step into the version of success. Oh, you might make some numbers, you might push your way through stuff, but it's actually a question of aligning to your success and letting it come to you as well. Something magical happens when you actually align to the best version of yourself and when you align to your successful version of yourself. Things fall into place for you. You suddenly get the calls. When you watch those people who you're like, they're so lucky. Everything just lines up for them. Things just fall into place for them. That's because they have aligned first to their success. So once you actually understand your why, once you actually understand the inner workings of what your success looks like, that it's not because you just want to be able to hang up the reward on the wall, and that you're not just doing it because then you'll feel like you've actually reached some plateau. It's really important that once you actually understand what the success feels like to you, then all of a sudden you start to use that as your alignment focus. It turns into, well, what does that actually look like if I'm successful in this version of my life? What would I do? What will my success look like? What will it feel like? What vacations will I take? If you're looking at monetary success, you're leaning into how would your life change? How would you feel about yourself? And you're going to start looking at an actual emotional response, because this is actually really getting into scientifically proven stuff. This is like you're looking at a quantum physics element here, and they're showing more and more that your thoughts, your focus, you talk about like the end game, your visualization, same as any sports athlete, they will visualize their end goal and they will see their winning mark. You're wanting to do the same type of thing, and that's what actually aligns you to the version of yourself. So you're feeling into and acknowledging and visualizing and tasting the juiciness of your success. And by actually aligning yourself to that version of you, you're starting to call it forward. You're also going to look at your day-to-day activities and ask yourself, what needs to change in order to let that version of yourself in? So often when I'm working with people, they'll have these habits of scrolling. Let's take just scrolling is always a good example because everybody can scroll, right? So you're like scrolling away. And in that scroll, you're just kind of watching things that just kind of make you feel muted. Would your successful self scroll? It's amazing how many successful people actually don't. It's the same too with maybe your evening routine. studies show that if you actually are practicing gratitude, if you are actually using the last half hour of bed before bed, that you're actually using it to lift yourself up into a successful state of mind, then you wake up in a similar state of mind. So watching the news just before bed or doing things that are going to weigh you down is not the action of someone who lives a successful life. So what we're talking about here is actually living as your successful self. And you'll notice that when I started it, it was making sure that you are not doing it out of validation or a sense of significance to anyone else except for you. You have to be living your burning yes. And from there, wouldn't you want to live that right away? Wouldn't you want to, even if you don't see the monetary proof, or even if you don't see the justification for you living like that, wouldn't you want to live with the level of confidence that you will have when you're successful? Wouldn't you want to live in the level of ease that you will have when you're successful? Wouldn't you want to be having the habits in place that reflect the person you're wanting to be? So these are all elements of how you actually align to your most successful self and how you really lean into setting yourself up for the best success. I don't know how long we're talking here, Letitia. So I just to kind of jump in to, feel free to stop, or if anyone has any questions. I want to make sure that everybody just has the general idea of, it's a really interesting thing. We are continually up leveling in our lives. And I think that's another important thing to really focus on. Success is not just a one and done. I've had a number of different successes in my life where you have to actually make way for the change. And actually, let's lean into that a little bit as well. It's a funny thing when you have to explore the sacrifices to your success. And I think that's often something that gets forgotten. You can't live as your successful self, live as the version of yourself that you're wanting to be, and live with the same life experience of the unsuccessful self. Now, and your brain is not going to welcome that news. Your brain does not like change. Your nervous system does not like change. And in that, it's really important to gently guide yourself to make it feel safe, to make it feel welcomed, and to actually make it exciting. That's why we talk about, leaning into the version of your life that fills you with joy, leaning to that sense of bliss. What is that eager version of yourself on the other side? Because if it's this kind of scary concept of success that's in your future, you're actually going to find that your brain just will not let it in. So what is that? Here's the thing to know. The brain doesn't like change whatsoever. And it's so funny because we put a lot of attention on our brains. We listen to our brains. We listen to what we're thinking all the time. And we think it's actually justified. But it's actually not the case. The truth is that our brains are there for one reason, and that is to keep you safe. The brain will chatter away to keep you exactly where you are, because change is scary. But what is success? Success is change. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. So if your brain is actually wanting to hold you back, then it's really important. Our emotions really do determine what we are able to achieve. Our emotions really do determine what we are able to achieve. Yes. And in a lot of ways, in all ways, our emotions are reflecting out what we want. So even if you're really stressed, you're actually perpetuating more stress. It is a question of actually knowing that what you feel is reflected back. So there's I think it's Joe Dispenza who talks about how your thoughts are the signal. It's the signal to receiving things, but your emotions are actually what's magnetizing. So that's why when we're aligning to success, it's a question of actually finding the emotional experience of that successful version. It's about making yourself eager for it. And I'm going to be honest. The hard truth is that if that version of success isn't exciting you, if it's not lighting you up, if the work that you're doing doesn't make you just have that burning yes, then it's really important to actually poke around it and ask yourself whether it's for validation or a sense of significance. If you're doing it because you're told you should do it, and if any of those are the cases, then readjust because it's not worth it. It's truly not worth it. If you are not feeling that the aligned version of your success is lighting you up and moving you in a direction of your happiness, then you really want to explore what success is. So, a little bit back to how our brains are just not wanting success, because I find that this is the thing that we often forget. I've spoken this way to, room full of rooms and a room full of people, and they will be like, well, wait a second, I shouldn't listen to my brain. And the truth is no, not really, not when you're actually in a state of alignment to who you want to become, because your brain will always keep you to who you are in the moment. It will keep you in this place because no matter whether you like it or not, this place is what's safe. So your brain, which is part of your physical system, will also have a state of homeostasis. So that means that, just like if you are too hot, your body will naturally cool down in order to create balance. So too, your brain will tell you whatever story it needs and fire off whatever neurons are needed in order to keep you from change. So that can make people feel a little bit, well, how are we ever going to align to something else? But the truth is that you align to something else by going really gently on yourself and starting to feed yourself the emotional responses and the images and feeling spaces and visuals that will actually help you experience your success. The funny thing is that when you actually land, when that success actually comes, if you talk to most people who actually will find themselves in their next up level and find themselves in that successful state, they will say that they've been practicing it so long that it actually felt totally natural, that it actually wasn't the big fireworks. It was actually just a sense of, well, of course, I've been living this anyway. The coming of the success is actually just the final straw, because the success that you're actually looking for, you can actually perpetuate within yourself at this moment. So how do you do that? Well, you start by, again, acknowledging your why and making sure it's true to you. And as you acknowledge your why and you make sure that it's yours, because only you can do what you do, then you start to find that version of success and paint an image of that successful self. What does the most successful you do all day? How does she function? How do you, get playful? I can't stress enough how important being playful with your version of success will be, because when you are playful, when you aren't stressed and feeding your brain stories that, oh my God, this is so stressful. How am I going to get to this goal? What am I going to do? Why would your brain feel safe in letting that happen? It's not going to. So if you make it playful, if you go, wouldn't it be amazing if? Wouldn't it be fantastic if? I'll tell you a little side story. Okay, I haven't actually told this to many people. I recently went to a writers' conference this past weekend, and there was a few authors there that I was listening to, and they're quite successful authors. And at one point in time, one of my visualizations for success, I was just playfully imagining that at one point in time, those authors would be in a room and I would be dancing with them. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to actually be at an event and actually just like be dancing with like these authors because they seem like really fun people to be with. And that would be just a natural part of that success, that I would be dancing at a party with these people. So lo and behold, I'm at this writers workshop and these authors were there and they did individual talks. And wouldn't you know that at their individual talks, they decided to end their talks with dance parties. So in many ways, I actually ended up successfully, happily dancing with these authors. And I just was laughing to myself because I was like, this is the funniest way for this to show up and this to align. But these are the things that show you that you are actually on the right track, that you are working with the universal forces, if you will. You are working with the magnetic power of your visualization, if you will, however you want to see this. You are working with the alignment of who you are stepping up to be. And it's a continual journey. You are continually moving in to a different version of success. And it's important to just keep following your joy and following your bliss and making sure you're leaning in a fun way. Okay. Out of curiosity, is there any questions? How would everyone like me to proceed, continue? Feel free to ask away. I love talking about this stuff.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yes, guys, make sure that you drop your questions because, again, they are slightly delayed. So it's going to take a little bit for me to actually see them. But in the meantime, Christina, tell us how people can find you and what you have going on as far as programs so that they can work with you as a coach to help them.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you reminded me to say that. Thank you. I got too excited. So yeah, I'm over at spirituallyawareliving.com, and my whole passion is helping people align to their best versions of themselves. We do a lot of deep diving of releasing anything that holds you back from that, which is always an important step to take. So, but I work one-on-one with individual clients. And then I also have a membership program called the Energy Reset Circle. We meet weekly. We have some meditation. We have some alignment practices that we do. We're currently working through a course of mine that's called Stepping Into Your Light, where we are really doing a deep dive, releasing all the junk, and then realigning to your highest, best life. It's a really fun program to work through. And yeah, I also have a podcast called Showing Up Whole. And yeah, there's lots of different ways of connecting. You'll find it all on spirituallyawareliving.com.
Guys, make sure that you go. And I know a lot of people who need some realignment, okay?
Oh, everybody needs realignment at some point in time. Like, that's the point of being human. Let's make it real.
Yes. Okay, so we do have a couple of questions, so let's bring them up here really quickly. How often would you suggest someone engaging in future self-training?
Ooh, great question. I love how you phrased that. Honestly, I think it's important that you actually see this as becoming rather than engaging. So, it's really important that you balance out every day that you are doing some sort of inner work. So inner work, some people would see that just as meditation. Some people can do it. Say when you exercise, what are you thinking about when you're exercising? Like, say you're going for a run. What is in your head? Like, are you just going through your to-do list? Because you can use that as a time of visualizing going for a jog when you are in your super successful state. There's so many different times that you can actually drop these things in. And I think that if you just give yourself a timeline of how many times to do it, you're actually functioning from your old patterns. So instead, you're going to want to crack through into the new patterns and actually say, well, why wouldn't you want to do it all the time? Like, why wouldn't, and I mean, you could say, oh, well, I've got too many things to do. It's like, well, if you're writing your emails, imagine you're at the desk that you want to be at and step into that version of yourself as you write those emails. I mean, it's hard when it's like you're looking at, well, I'm driving my, my little Volkswagen type of thing, and I really want to be driving. But I actually know people who have even taken it as far as like printing out symbols of their car that they want to drive and sticking it on their steering wheel. You can be as playful and as fantastical as you want. You can take it wherever you want. Have fun with it so that it doesn't become a training as sorts. It becomes a lifestyle. And feel into it. Because really, when you're successful, aren't you going to be having fun?
Yes. Okay.
So,
Yeah,
play.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to print out my car and put it on my steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm ready for the next level house. So I'm about to print out a picture of the house, and I'm going to put it on my door. So every time I'm leaving,
Yeah.
I can see it.
Absolutely. Well, and also, like get a new key ring for your house. When you go to the doorknob and you're turning your key, or whenever you're opening and unlocking your house, just imagine the house that you're walking up to.
Okay. I got it.
Like, you got to be it. So
it's manifesting.
It is totally manifesting. And I mean, really, alignment, manifesting, there's lots of ways of seeing it, but you want to make it fun and light and safe.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question. What are the best tips to calm my mind in meditation time? Because
Oh,
you
my
got stuff going all the time.
Yes. My favorite question. So many different answers to this. Okay, so here's my practice. I will always tell you, where attention goes, energy flows. So that means that, and that's actually a scientific fact. I don't know how many people, where everybody is on the woo scale in this, but I will tell you, science will even tell you that as an energetic being, as an electric being, where your attention goes, that is where you are flowing that energy. So it's a quantum physics thing. So within that, if you're meditating and you're focusing on your thoughts or trying to do anything with your thoughts, your energy is literally stuck here. Your attention is here, your energy is here. So what I always tell people is actually focus on your feet. If you're sitting down, focus on your tailbone, just at the base of your spine. Put your attention downwards and you will drop all of the energy. Like I've even told people, you can see it like draining a sink, so you drain the thoughts from your sink through the middle of your head. Just imagine that you have a drain and just feel everything just spiral down and just drop the thoughts.
Okay.
It's
like
a
that.
question of making sure you shift from the busyness. There's nothing worse than gotta meditate. Yeah, that's not meditation. So it's really, and if it's going to be like that, sometimes I tell people, hey, if you need to jog or jump up and down to get out of your head, do that. You can also like I personally like something called Jinshin Jiu-Jitsu that you can actually put your head, hands on different parts. Like if you put your hands like this, one on your head, one on your heart, that will just draw your energy down. It just balances you out. It balances out your meridians of your body and it reconnects to your present moment.
I feel like I've seen someone do this before where they're tapping their head, and they're saying affirmations at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Good technique,
it's an amazing thing when you actually, allow yourself in your body, and that will start to calm your mind.
Awesome. And we have one more question here. What are the tips? Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Hold on. How does one build confidence?
You're coming out with all the questions today. How do you build confidence? Learn how to love yourself. You got to like yourself. You got to be able to when we talk about confidence, again, it's that validation versus significance. You want to make sure that you're not seeing confidence as the way you show up for other people. There's, when you actually just start to get to know who you are, when you actually start going, well, wait, why do I do what I do? And what is it that I want? And my version of success is actually different than other people. And actually, I am me and I have a lot of my stuff, but it doesn't take away from who I am. Suddenly you exude confidence rather than find it. It's not an outward pursuit. Start with liking yourself. Start with observing, what do you do well, and get to know you as you. And you're going to find that you all of a sudden feel differently in your skin. A lot of that is the stories that you tell yourself, and it's important to actually get comfortable as yourself, even in an empty room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you so very much, Christina. I really, really enjoyed this session. And I gotta get work on myself too.
Hey, I'm here.
Some work to do. So, one more time, tell people where they can find you.
Absolutely. So spirituallyawareliving.com. And that is my tag on all social medias as well. So feel free to just find me over there and hit me a DM. I'm always ready to listen. Spirituallyawareliving.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much for joining us. And I know this is evening time for you, so go and enjoy the rest of your evening, and make sure that you share and all of that amazing stuff. And of course, you could, we have one more session with Dr. Abraham, so tune in.
Fantastic.
All right. Have a
Thank
good
you
night.
so much. You too. Bye now.
All right, guys, so we are getting down to our very last session. And if you, of course, have not upgraded your, your status, do that, because you get access to the replays and you can go back and rewatch these as many times as you want. But not only that, there's some other bonuses that you're going to get. You're going to get a free course. You're going to, get some digital products. You're going to get all of these amazing things. So all you have to do is go to vonzasummit.com to upgrade your status. And I'm going to have our very next guest. Well, it's not really a guest, he's the, one of the founders of Vonza, and he's going to close this thing out with the very next session. So let me, bring him up, the man of the hour, onto the virtual stage.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Wow. I wish Christina was there, because I've been struggling to meditate last few days because I got so much going on, but now I can try this now, right? So this is the first time, right? All right, so this could calm my mind. All right, Christina, thank you for giving us that nugget, on how to meditate. All right, that was great. Wow, Anisha, you're awesome. This has been amazing so far. Oh my God, I've been enjoying every session, every speaker. So go ahead. I'm just excited.
Oh no, you're closing us out with the next session, so I'm going to leave the stage. I will be back on, so guys, don't leave. But I'll let him do his thing, and then I'll show my beautiful face one more time for the day. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, if you can hear me, please say yes in the chat. Right? If you can hear me, say yes in the chat so I can know you can hear me. All right, so good to see you all today. It's been an amazing time. Every speaker, thank you so much for giving so much value. I've been learning so much. Right? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me very well. And if you can see me as well. All right, see you. Yeah. Hey, Dr. Faith, good to see you. Thank you, Christina. That was an amazing session, guys. Wow. Day one of the Make Money Online Challenge. It's just going to get better from here, right? Tomorrow is going to be day 2, and then day 3 is going to be Friday. So make sure you upgrade to VIP, just like Lanisha said earlier, so you can get everything that is being put together. You're going to get a free course and templates and ebooks you can resell. And also, 2, you get to get the replay, right? Because we're not going to keep it up after the summit, but only the VIPs will get a replay. And also, 2, we're also planning for a VIP party too, okay? So make sure you upgrade to VIP so you get invited to this VIP virtual after party, okay? So I'm going to be talking about something so powerful, okay? My goal is to help you to make $10,000 a month fast, okay? My goal is to help you to make $10,000 a month fast. And I'm going to give you 3 framework, or 1 framework with three parts, right? I'm going to give you 3 steps, right? 3 steps framework, right? That I call MOM, right? Yeah, Maya said, enjoy these 3 hours. Yes. Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody. But I need everybody to put $10,000, 10K, put 10K in the comment right now. Then also too, I need you to share this video right now, because this is not fair that you're about to receive the 3-step framework to help you make $10,000 next month, but your family, your friends, your followers don't know about this, right? When you give, more shall be given back to you, right? So make sure that you are kind, make sure you're generous with your time, with your share, okay? So go ahead and share right now. And everybody, once you share this video, put shared on the screen, okay? Because I'm going to pick somebody out for something really special. Once you share this video, we're going to confirm, put share on the screen, or rather type shared right on the screen. If you're on YouTube, you can share as well. If you're on Facebook, you can share. If you're on Instagram, you can share, okay? Put share on the screen. Then also too, I also need you guys to put 10K on the screen as well. All right. I see minor. I hope I pronounced it right. Say 10K. All right. Say 10K. All right. So everybody put 10K on the screen. Then I also needed to share this video one more time, okay? So that everybody or more people can hear what I'm about to share with you today. All right. So I want to teach a very simple blueprint or framework, right? That anybody can use to do or make $10,000 a month, okay? This framework was what I used from coming to America with $100 and a suitcase of clothes to now building a multi-million-dollar 8-figure, going to 9-figure online business, right? This framework have not only worked for me, but it's worked for hundreds, literally hundreds of other mentees and students that we've taught over the years, right? This framework was how I was able to quit my job making just $6 an hour to now doing, what I was making a year, doing in a day, right? This framework will work for anybody, but I need you guys to share this video one more time because I want to see these numbers go up. I want to see these numbers go up right now because I want everybody to learn this framework, okay? This framework, again, is so simple. It's mom, okay? The reason why you are not hitting 10K a month yet is your mom, okay? Everybody say mom. Mom means M-O-M, your mom, right? Once you fix your mom, once you take care of your mom, once you change your mom, right, you can make as much money as you desire in your life. So because of time, right, I want to make sure we also have time for Q&A. What does MOM stand for? M-O-M. M stands for mindset. The second O, the O is for offer, and the other O is your marketing. So in other words, for you to make 10,000 next month and make it every single month, you need to fix your mindset. You need to get the right offer. I need to do the best marketing, okay? Now, let's start from the first one, mindset. You've heard all of the speakers today. Everybody spoke about mindset in one way or the other, right? So for you to make money online, you gotta become that person that can make money online. You gotta fix your mindset. You gotta think bigger, right? You got to remove negative people around from you. People think too small. People try to lower your goals and your expectations, right? You got to get rid of small-minded people that try to tell you that you can do it, you can do that, right? And also working on your mindset also means you confronting those limiting beliefs that are holding you back. For example, limiting beliefs could be, oh, I'm not smart enough. Oh, I don't know how to use AI. Oh, I'm not technology friendly. Oh, people are not going to buy from me. Oh, I'm not good in marketing. Oh, I am shy. Oh, I am an introvert. Oh, I'm an extrovert. Oh, I don't have a mentor. Oh, I don't have a coach, right? All these are limiting beliefs, and they are part of what I call mindset leakages. They are evident that the mindset is off, right? When you allow, or if you allow any limiting beliefs, right, to control your mindset, it affects your ability to sell or to make money online. Because nobody's going to want to buy from somebody that have a leaky mindset, or that have a limiting mindset, or that just, dealing with so many self-confidence issue. Because yes, where I learned about making money, right? You attract who you are. Let me put it that way, right? If you are confident, you will attract people who will be confident to pay you, right? But if you are having these limiting thoughts and you don't think big, you don't think great, you're always scared, you don't want to invest in this, in Vonza, in coaching, and mindset, and all of this stuff, right? It's going to limit your ability to attract the right clients. So for me, the first when I realized, because I came to America with $100 on a suitcase of clothes, and I realized that I have a mindset issue. I realized I had limiting mindset. So my limiting mindset was my accent. I feel like people could not hear me, so they couldn't buy from me. I feel like I didn't have enough experience or expertise, so I wouldn't be able to make money online. I feel like I didn't have a coach or mentor, so I had all this limiting mindset that was preventing me from showing up as my best self so I can attract the right customers, right? But when I began to invest in coaching and mentorship and the right books and the right conferences and courses and everything in between, right? My mindset got better. And when my mindset got better, I was able to attract the clients and the money and the opportunities that I needed to help me to become the person I am today. So if you want to make 10K a month, the first thing you got to do, you got to work on your mindset. You got to have the best mindset, right? So that you can attract wealth and resources. You got to go from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset, to I can do mindset, to I'm fearless mindset, to I'm confident mindset. Okay, all right, for the sake of time. That's number one. There was the next part of the framework. O is for offer. You have to sell something people want, and you need to charge a lot of money for it, right? The fastest way to build wealth is to charge a lot of money, right? Is to charge a lot of money for what you do, right? Yeah, I know it's good to have an ebook for $27. It's good to have a course for $20 when you're just starting out. I understand. That is good. That is wonderful. Okay. But if you really want to make money online, right, and you really want to scale to 6, 7, 8 figures fast, right, you need to raise your prices. Do the math. If you sell an ebook or a course for $50, to make $10,000 a month, if my math is correct, $50 divided by 10,000. Let me see. Let me do it real quick. How many customers would you need if you're selling something for $50, right? And your offer is 10,000 divided by 50, right? You're going to need 200 customers. Do you know how hard it is to get 200 customers in a month to pay you $50 so you can make $10,000? But what about if you raise your prices by having the right offer and you charge $2,500 a month or $5,000 for what you do? Now, if you charge $5,000, you only need 2 customers to make $10,000. If you charge $2,500, you only need 4 customers, right, to make $10,000 a month. But if you're charging $50, you're going to need 200 customers to make $10,000 a month. So which one is the easiest and the fastest way to make $10,000 a month? You can see that is the offer that you charge more. So in other words, the more you charge, the more money you're going to make in your business, right? So you need to start charging more for your coaching program, for your courses, for your ebook, right? And the way to do that is to have the right offer. What is an offer? An offer is simply the promise that you're making to your customers, right? Maybe your promise is to help them lose 20 pounds in 30 days, or it's to help them get married in 90 days, or it's to help them make 6 figures in 12 months, right? Or it's to help them to be bold and confident, or to meditate, or whatever your offer is, right? That is your offer, right? And what we talk about offer, we're also talking about what we call offers stacking. right? That means that sometimes, you don't just want to have just one thing that you just put out there, right? But even though you want to have one offer, right? But you want to stack your offer. You want to stack in such a way that people, when they see what you have, they want to, get attracted to you. Okay. So the main thing I want to really push to now on the offer side is you need to charge more. One of the reasons why people, that's why offer and marketing, they always go together, because one of the reasons why some people are not confident or bold to charge more is fear. They're always afraid. They're afraid that if they charge more, they're going to lose customers, or this or that or the other. No, if you're delivering quality, if you're delivering value, if you're delivering what people need and what they are asking you for, of course you can charge whatever you want, right? There was one of my clients recently that was stuck at making just about $2,000 a month, because all she was doing was trying to sell a course for $27. And I was like, this is crazy. This is 2025. And you're still selling a course for $27, right? So in order for her to make $10,000 a month, which was our goal, the very first thing, it was this a mom thing that I did for her. One, helped her to break limiting beliefs and change her mindset. Then two, I help her with her offer. So we restructured that offer from a $27 course to a $2,500 coaching program. And in about 30 days, in first 30 days of working with me, she crushed $10,000 a month for the very first time. It's the same person, it's the same knowledge, it's the same wisdom, it's the same everything, it's the same offer she had, but her offer was wrong because she was talking to the wrong people that did not value that offer, right? So we now structured that offer, right, from just a course to a coaching program, and then she was able to, start charging more, and then she make more money, right? So you need to write the right mindset, you need to write the right offer, right? One thing I also teach my clients what I call the offer statement. Offer, or what is also called I help statement, right? You need to clearly communicate who you help, right? For example, I help X to achieve Y without Z, right? I help single mothers to get married in 12 months, or I help students to pass NCAT exam, or I help this to do what, right? So your offer also needs to be clear so that people will see your offer, they can easily understand it, and they want to do business with you. The last part of the mom thing is the marketing. Marketing is essential, right? You need to have the right marketing channel, right? There are two main ways to do marketing, right? So remember, our goal is how can you hit $10,000 a month, right? The last part of the framework I want to share with you today is the marketing. So organic marketing, and also to paid ads. That's just really what it is. Marketing is either paid or borrowed, right? So you can pay or you can borrow, right? So now I want to focus so much now about paid ads, because one of the reasons I see a lot of people are now making money online is that they are so scared, they are so worried, they are so, they don't have the confidence to spend money on ads, right? I remember last in January, I helped X to get Y without Z, right? Without Z. So I help X. X could be that group of people you help. For example, for me, I help coaches and creators to make money online, right? Without making mistakes, for example, right? Or without needing a big team, right? So once you have that, that's your offer statement. I need every one of you to have a clear offer statement, right? What is that offer statement that people know you for? Like, people come to me to help them make money online, right? I help coaches and creators to make money online without needing a big team, a large following, or dealing with tech frustrations, right? That's my offer statement in all simplicity. You can craft your own offer statement as well. But now I'm talking about making $10,000 a month fast. So you got to do two things in marketing. You got to post 2 times a day, right? Those are your reels. Those are your stories. Those are your on your on your social media, right? You got to post at least 2 times a day, sharing value, giving information to people, and letting them know what you do and how you do what you do. Okay. The second one is paid ads, right? You got to run some marketing. So I was saying earlier, in the month of January, I was doing a webinar, right? In the webinar, I wanted to introduce myself to more people, right? Because see, one reason why some people are not making enough money as a desire is because they are leaving their marketing and their sales to chance. Organic alone might not get you to 6 or 7 figures, right? You're going to have to do marketing and market to people beyond your current followers on social media. So I ran this campaign in January, and it was I spent about $8,000 in ads, right? And I did, let me just say, over 6 figures, right, in revenue, cash collected from that one webinar, right? And if you don't know, you need a good webinar software, right? And Webinar Cake is really the best one out there to help you to run your business online. Okay, so I spent $8,000 and I did 6 figures. So if you look at the ROAS, which is the return on spending, right, you're gonna see that I really did over 20x of return on spending. Why? Because I was able to generate that kind of income. So now let's bring it down now. Let's bring it, put everything together. You are here right now. You want to make $10,000 a month, but you are not making $10,000 a month. And you are asking us, okay, this sounds so good, but what are the practical ways to do it? I just gave it to you. I'm going to give you again. Number one, you got to change your mindset. You got to think bigger. You got to break your limits, identify, and then break your limiting beliefs, right? Then two, you need to have an offer that is so valuable that people might they feel stupid to say no. What does that mean? You need to create an offer that outperforms the actual thing you're doing, right? And you have to be able to communicate, and that's where the marketing comes into being. You have to be able to communicate that offer, right, in a way that your ideal market, your ideal customers, they can see, they can take, and they can receive that offer. And then once you get all of that together, what's the next thing? How do you sell it? You create that program on Vonza.com. What can you create on Vonza.com? You can create a course, right? You can monetize your knowledge, your expertise, your wisdom on Vonza.com in the form of a course, in the form of a coaching program, in the form of a community, in the form of an ebook, or in any other format that you desire, right? So that's just a simple framework. Your mindset, your offer, your marketing, you create a course. Now, somebody might say, okay, but what about if you're just starting out? If you're just starting out, the easiest to create is an ebook. One of our speakers just showed you how you can create an ebook in less than 24 hours. You can use ChatGPT to write an ebook, is the easiest you can create, right? But the most profitable for you just starting out, if you don't have a big audience already, is going to be by creating an online course. Online course will always sell and outperform an ebook, right? So if you are just starting out, I recommend you start with a course, right? Maybe you can charge low initially just to get what we call proof of concept, right? Afterwards, you really want to be in the coaching program, because coaching is where you can charge more. Like I was telling you earlier, right? It's easier to make $10,000 a month when you charge $2,500 for your offer, $25 and above. If you charge $2,500, you only need 2 clients to make 10,000. If you charge 5,000, you need what? 4 clients, right? So you need 2 clients, right? If you charge, you see the math I'm saying, right? So the more you charge, the more money you will make in your online business. Okay. So for the rest of the time we have, I want to do some Q&A, right? I want to just encourage everybody to start thinking big, to create an offer that is so good that people are begging you to pay, right? And I see some questions already coming there as well, right? Now,
Yes, they are. So let's
okay.
get into them.
All right, good.
So we have, how do you know what courses are in demand?
Good question. Of course. I mean, you can ask ChatGPT, can give you some questions. You can go to Google Trend, or better, just ask your followers, for example. Ask them, what do you want? What do you need help with? Right? That I can help you solve. But most importantly, though, this is what I've always done. I have always solved my own problem that I believe other people need. For example, every course, the best way to me to create a course is to sell a course that is based on a problem you solve for yourself, right? For example, you've lost weight, you can create a course for that. For example, you know how to you know how to dance well, you can create a course for that, right? It's best to create a course to sell your knowledge, your skill, your expertise, or your wisdom, right? That's really the best way to create a course, right? But if you're still not sure, then ask ChatGPT, post on your social media, or just ask some people around you and say, hey, if I was to create a course right now, what topic would you like me to teach on that you will buy? Right? Not just having people just, say, oh, yeah, create a course on this and that because they just want to support you, right? But what topic would you want me to create on that will buy? You get a lot of feedbacks like that. But I would still say the best thing is really just solve something you know well and create that knowledge and put it in an online course format. And of course, Vonza helps you to do the rest.
Yes, it does, guys. So, and I have actually used this. So, if you know what kind of course, what the topic of the course is, like I mentioned earlier, Vonza is integrated with AI. You
Yes.
can use the feature to actually plug in what you want the course to be, and it will lay it all out for you. All you have to do is just upload the material after that. It's super easy. I don't know why he didn't tell y'all that, but yeah.
Yeah, that was so good. And I actually forgot too that you can actually use Vonza AI to create your course, right? So all you have to just to put the topic, the title, right? And you can create as many as you want, depending on what plan you are on anyway. But you just put your title there. Go to Vonza, go to course, put the title right there, and then it will create your whole outline and everything out there for you, which is really fun. Yeah.
Okay, next question. What is the VIP virtual party? When will we buy the VIP registration? You can do that right now. Go to vonzasummit.com and click on the VIP. But I'm going to let Dr. Abraham tell you more about the VIP party.
Yes, yes, yes. So just like Lanisha said, vonzasummit.com is only $47. You get a replay because we're not going to keep the videos up. You're going to get a replay for the 3 days in case you miss any session, right? You're also going to get some ebooks and some course and some really good stuff. Plus, we're going to also invite everybody to a virtual party on Zoom, right? On that virtual party, right? Pretty much just to celebrate you taking the steps to become VIP and to see what questions you have or what bottleneck you have in your business and help you solve it. If you're using Vonza, we can help you help you use Vonza better to make money. If you're not using Vonza, we can help you and demo and show you how to do it. So we call it virtual party because it's really a fun get together of all the VIPs from the summit, right? There'll be a day and a time that'll be communicated to everybody so everybody can jump on, and then we just really having a good time celebrating you and see how we can also help you to scale your business offer. And of course, we always give out free goodies. They're also part of the VIP package as well.
Awesome, awesome. So if you guys have more questions, make sure that you are dropping them. And one more time, to upgrade, go to vonzasummit.com and make sure you guys are also sharing that with your people that so they too can tune in. We still have 2 more days and we have some more amazing speakers lined up to help you be able to improve what you have going on. And if you don't know what you want to do to make money online, you'll be able to figure that out by the end of the session. But you definitely want to make sure you're doing that upgrade so that way you can be in the virtual VIP party and we can help you also work through some things during that as well. You can get your questions answered. So don't sleep on it. And you will, of course, get access to the speaker slides. Those that had slides, we'll send those out to you so you have them. But then, of course, you have the replay that you can watch. So drop your questions. He says, oh, here we go. Another question. Are you buying in today for the VIP registration? Yes,
Awesome.
you can buy the registration right now for the VIP. It's currently $47. Now, I don't know if the price of that is going to go up. So you want to make sure that you do get it today because you don't want to end up having to pay more later.
Yeah, very good. So yeah, get into the VIP today, and also to Minor and everybody watching too. We also, I'm gonna let Lanisha say that too. We're offering our 50% off for the next 3 days for the Vonza Summit. It's the best time to join Vonza. You get to enjoy all the features and benefits to help you to make more money online.
Awesome, awesome. So unless Dr. Abraham has something else that he would like to share or any other questions pop up, that is it. It is a wrap. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Yes, yes, yes. We have a VIP that is currently watching live. She's a VIP member. So
Awesome.
super excited about that. So get your membership. Guys, and make sure you are following me, your host, Lanisha Holland,
Yes.
at Lanisha Holland. That's LanishaHolland. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok. And every Wednesday, you can watch Vonza Unlocked, where I interview as well as give you guys some tips that you can, implement into your business. Every Wednesday, you guys can watch that. So make sure you're following.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, Lanisha, for having me, and thank everybody for coming. Just day one. Wow, day two, day three is going to be powerful. The speakers are amazing. How many hours we did today? 11, 12, 1, 2,
Almost 4.
about 4 hours right now, which is amazing. Wow, this is a lot of knowledge, guys. This is why everybody should get VIP, because you want to watch these things over and over again. And make sure to you sign up for Vonza, 50% off. Plus, we're also giving out a lot of specials on coaching and free help as well. So make sure you sign up for Vonza so you can also get all the benefits as well. So go to Vonza.com. Then to get VIP, go to VonzaSummit.com. Even if you sign up as regular, you can just sign up again as VIP, no problem. So you can get all this stuff and get invited to the VIP virtual party.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your days, and we will see you tomorrow, same time at 11. Bye.
11 a.m. EST. Bye, everybody.